Well. Oh, look who's here. Look who's here to start the show. Say hi to everybody, Bronson. He's like, hi, everybody. Who wants to pet me during these hard times? Welcome back, everybody. It's TikTok Trash Tuesday. Numero 50. Hold on. There it is. All right. You gotta have a little power going on. Who must have power? Hey. Anyways, welcome back, everybody. TikTok Trash Tuesday, numero 50. Can you believe it? I've done 50 of these bad boys so far. Maybe one day people will watch it, but if you're watching it now, thank you. Welcome. I love you. You're great. You're awesome. I wonder... Give me a second here, because I'm curious. I don't know if all of my stuff is done correctly here. Give me just a moment. That can't be right. Hold on. Something's rotten and didn't work over here. All right, give me a second. I am going to... I think for whatever reason, my TikTok reel didn't export the whole thing. No, it definitely didn't, because for whatever reason, it only got like 11 minutes worth. So give me just a second here. We're going to output that stream. Holy smokes, I feel like a real quality Ajax hole. All right. Any requests? Well, so Steven Spielberg month will be continuing on HMP this Sunday. We are watching Jurassic Park. I bought Jurassic Park on 4K. This may be the, I don't know, 8th time I've bought Jurassic Park in one way, shape, or form. So we bought it on the 4K, threw it in there just to kind of get a little sneak peek at it and everything. And I got to tell you, looking good. Looking real good, that there 4K. So we'll be checking that out here as well. And as a reminder, if you have not already, check out my review of the Odyssey. We're going to be talking a lot about the Odyssey on this episode of TikTok Trash Tuesday. Ton of Odyssey talk, tons of other movie things. I just want to make sure we get all of those in the right order there. Holy mackerel, I am watching you from Australia. Well, good day to you, sir. Thank you for tuning in all the way across the world. We really appreciate that. Let's see. Do I have a... Let me see if I got a theme or something here. Hold on. Here we go. There we go. There we are. That's for the Australian people. All right, there we have it. Sorry about the vamping, having to wait while this stupid thing shoots out the TikTok Trash Tuesday, which looks like it's going to be... maybe an hour's worth of material, I suppose. So that should get us through plenty of time here. But again, hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be doing all that kind of good stuff again Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be doing Jurassic Park. Going to be a tough one to really do, you know. to sit down and watch Jurassic Park yet again. Wow. Let me take a quick little look here, because since we're kind of mucking about here. Oh my God! Hold on, I got to get the food out of Bronson's mouth here. If you're going to be eating during the entire time, this is not how this is going to work, bud. I wanted to wait till you started the show, and then I was going to start eating. Isn't that fine? You can eat after the show. All this time, and you want to like not eat, and then when it's time for the show, you're like, okay, it's time to eat, bro, for real. All right, holy smokes. All right, the Odyssey looks like I'm going to go ahead and I'll do the, well, let's do this. All right, Box Office Mojo, everybody. Remember your good old buddy Box Office Mojo. Let's see how the Odyssey's doing over here. So it looks like, according to this, the Odyssey is looking at a domestic run of $142 million right now, and a worldwide gross of $282 million. My guess is, I don't know. Do we know how much they spent on the Odyssey? I'm gonna guess it's around at least 150 million, $200 million to shoot these days for something of that size. Bron, have a seat, big man. All right. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry that I did this, adding all this crap on incorrectly, and then it just kind of screwed the pooch here. Not the best for the 50th, I'll tell you that much. What else? What else? I've just started to put together my plans for my my video. I don't know if you guys heard this. I talked about it a little bit earlier at one point on a pre-show for the Patreon people, and I mentioned how I was looking to do a is Snoop Dogg a better actor or a better cook video. So we're going to be reviewing a movie that Snoop Dogg acted in and a dish from his book, From Crook to Cook, which was an actual book that was put out, and I was gifted as a gift for Christmas like two years ago or so. So at some point, my plan was to review a Snoop Dogg performance in a movie and review a dish or two from his cookbook. So I just kind of put that out there, and hopefully you guys will dig that when it eventually gets put out. So I just wanted to drop that your way in case you're going like, what do I get out of a TikTok Trash Tuesday? Sometimes it's this, when I screw up and I don't export the full reel here and everything, it just kind of screws some stuff up, but that's how we roll around here. So do me a big old giant favor, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and we really appreciate it. Hit the if you haven't, hit the subscribe and the little notification bell, so when things do go live, you'll actually know about them. It's really, really bizarre to have a YouTube channel or have a couple of videos that have over 1 million hits, some of them close to 2, and YouTube just doesn't feed any of your other stuff to people. It's wildly annoying. So when you do subscribe, hit that little notification bell, so when I do drop something, you know that it's out there. Be that a regular short thing that we put out, be it a regular video, or even the live shows that we normally do, on Sunday evenings and stuff. So you know that that's available to you, man. So just make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and the notification bell, and I would really appreciate that from you. What other little tiny stuff here before we get going? I am still looking forward every single day to Grand Theft Auto 6. We have not yet seen anything, and I am just like dying for it. Let's see what we got here. Would you rather gain muscle or gain biggest? I don't know what that word means. I need some more. I could use some more muscle. That'd be fine. Always more muscle is a good one. Okay, all right. You got a question. Your question. You have a question. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me. Your question is now answered. Just you're lucky because I got my video is still outputting here, so we will have a little. All right, here we go. We're gonna throw it up here just because you monsters want it. Throw this up here while we wait for this video to export. TikTok Trash Tuesday incoming, everybody. I swear. Oh yeah. Do you do circumstantians? I don't know what that word is. What's the old saying? I just drop kick your or just kick your sister in the jaw. Isn't that how they say to do it? Just remember, I will always be funnier than you. And that's the thing, man. A lot of people don't realize it's just like the shit talking and stuff. You can't do it to me. I'm just better than you. I'm like, as you'll see with TikTok Trash Tuesday. I'm a decent improv, and I can talk a lot of smack when I need to. So do your best to do your best, and if your best sucks, or if your best is really good, maybe we'll get the mods to kick you. How about that? Do your worst. All right, it's coming around the bend. I swear, we only got just a cut, maybe. Maybe another minute or so. Number 50 is off to a banger start. Question: Bruce Campbell month? How soon? I don't think that's a terrible idea. I think we'd have to choose them wisely. I feel like Evil Dead 2's probably got to be in there. I feel like with Bruce, he would automatically pick Maniac Cop, rather, because Bruce Campbell's in the first Maniac Cop, in a very non-Bruce Campbellian role, if you will. Maybe Bubba Hotep might get squeezed in there. What else? All right, we're coming around the bend here. Here we go. Oh, here's a fun one, man. Last video of the night, our buddy Jamal's come back. Oh my goodness. I like to hate Jamal. All right. Oh my gosh. Got to do the French ice skating movie Bruce was in. La Pointe, of course. I don't know how to say that. I thought you were going to say the one with him and Sean Astin in the ski resort. You know what I'm talking about? All right, here we go. Video's ready. Let's upload it to the thing here. All right. Let's get it going. Let me get my page. I got my house. All right. Yeah, icebreakers. Good movies are very. You know what we should do? We should do movies that are that take place at ski chalets. We do that movie. We do the movie where Jim Carrey just basically does a Sammy Davis Jr. impression for about 5 minutes in that movie. I forget what it's called. Like charade, anything that takes place at like a ski resort. Maybe that's the month that we do ski resort month. All right, everybody. TikTok Trash Tuesday 50 commences now. War of the Rings. I gotta be honest with you. I think I would watch it in a minute. This is the stuff that I think I'm going to turn this down because I'm sure that we'll get copy stricken for all this music. I think that this is something that like this is what we need AI for. It's just things that would never really happen, but wouldn't it be cool if we saw all of Lord of the Rings through the eyes of Tim Burton? I don't want Tim Burton to waste his time on that, but I wouldn't mind if someone else wasted their time on it. I.e. a computer, you just say, computer, make computer, make Tim Burton's Lord of the Rings, please. Please make that Lord of the Rings so I can enjoy mystical adventure. Thank you. See, yeah, my ideas are starting to put together here. Skiing month, including Better Off Dead, Avalanche. See. Sometimes you just gotta you gotta take an idea, and that's honestly, believe it or not, that's what we do a lot of times on the show. It's like even Spielberg month started off as like I wanted to, and I kind of knew it wouldn't happen. I kind of wanted to do Jaws ripoff movies all throughout the month of July. But Sean saw right through that, and he just goes, "Nope, he's going to make us watch Blades." And it was like, rats, he got me. So we changed it to Spielberg. But ultimately, I think that this is probably worth it this month, just because it's a far better thing we do watching this than it is watching Jaws ripoffs.
What happens once the IMAX film leaves set?
Once the IMAX film leaves the set, we take it straight to the lab, either shipping it or if we're shooting in LA, we just.
Oh, they still do it in the little tents here and everything. Let me tell you, you've never had a more stressful situation than you have trying to load in film in the dark in one of these little, tent dealies. It's called, okay, you can't look in. You just got to figure out how to do it and do it all by feel. It's a pain in the ass. Whereas a hard drive, you just, put a little case and bring it on down.
Run it across town, comes here to the lab, and it gets run through the processor, through the developer and fixer, goes through the drying process. And then at the end of production, we go into the edit suite. We take those rolls of film that have been...
We digitize them because God knows it would take forever. So we scan every bit of that 35 or 75 millimeter. Then we put it into the computer. We edit it in the computer, and then we output it to 70 millimeter again. Tell me that's what's happening, Chris.
Digitized for us.
There you go.
Edit digitally, and then when the cut is finished, we get a list of numbers out of the computer that correspond with.
It goes beep boop 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 beep boop boop. Yeah. So what he does here is it goes back and correlates to those actual things, and so it does do better than just make a cut. So I'm being a little facetious with like, oh, we do it to digital, then it comes back out to analog, because as you can see here, they kind of do the conversions.
Numbers on the edge of the film that we shot. We send that to the lab. They cut the negative physically. They glue it together, and then that is printed with the appropriate color corrections onto a positive print. And those positive prints will play in IMAX theaters directly. There'll be 41 of those around the world.
41, that's it. That's a wild thing, man. We only got 41 prints of it, period.
They're made from the original negative, and it's a first generation print. and the audience could sit there and watch it, exactly how we shot it. And then
Shot on IMAX, filmed for IMAX, shown on IMAX.
shot on IMAX and showed directly on IMAX from the original negative. It's a very human process. A lot of people involved, some of whom you've met today. There's so many different people who contribute to this process. It's a very human, analog process.
Just mixed in with a decent amount of digital stuff in there. Yeah, man, shooting on film is still always going to make a difference. It's still always going to look, I think superior. But one of the neat things that we've been kind of seeing now, a couple of folks have done it, and I think it's worked out to staggeringly decent effect, is people shooting their movies in digital and then actually outputting to film and then scanning that in. So essentially they are getting that natural grain of film and everything, but they are getting it from actually putting the edited piece together on film to give it that extra look. They did that with the Timothy Chalamet Bob Dylan flick, and I thought it worked really well.
We should have already had a dozen Gremlins movies of them throughout history. Gremlins in westerns, ancient samurai, King Arthur.
Yes, please, to all of that. And let's be honest, like, if there's anybody who could have done something like that and gone through that many different iterations and things of Gremlins, I feel like it's got to be Joe Dante, right? I feel like, you could have just let him keep on going with this, and he would have, done it enough with, enough tongue in cheek and whatnot that I think it would work across just about any kind of, format or genre.
Dealing with Gremlins. I would watch that, a movie about like knights chopping up gremlins with their swords. Come on. Gremlins 3 is happening. It's coming out next November. I always said, because they heighten things so much in Gremlins 2, the only place left to go for Gremlins 3 is Gizmo becomes a gremlin. And I don't think he would necessarily be a jerk. All the other Mogwai were jerks.
And that's what's funny too, though, is like when the initial plan was that Gizmo became, kind of evil and whatnot. He ended up being what essentially became Stripe and whatnot. So they were like, oh, he's so cute and cuddly and everything that the audience did not want to buy him as a bad little gremlin. They were just like, no, he's cute. We got to have him be cute all the time.
Before they became gremlins. So it stands to reason that Gizmo would still be a fun-loving, cute reptile gremlin. But then where do you go with it? I don't know. I think Gizmo's got to die. Gizmo's got to die.
It turns real ass dark with Gizmo.
People were much more sensitive about selling out in the 80s and 90s. And part of that was reflected in how cynical people became about too many sequels to movies. But my point is, what they have done with the Minions movies is what they should have been doing with the Gremlins movies all along. Back in my day, Minions was called Gremlins.
I think that would be an interesting thing. I was unaware that we were getting one more, at least one more Gremlins. Is that? Hold on, let me look. Gremlins 3. I'll tell you this much. Oh, Chris Columbus. Okay, well, Chris Columbus wrote the original, if memory serves. So I think that's okay. What's next?
I don't always want a salad, but now that I can't have a salad, I kind of want a salad.
This is pretty much Claire Danes. I think this is really, really good.
How much is, and how much diarrhea? Because
the mouth is what really gets it for me, because the mouth is so dead on.
No, you tell me what's a lot. Oh, I've stopped buying raspberries, but we went swimming at the city pool. Are we fun? I cooked down the whole tub of spinach. My husband ate it in 3 bites. Well, I'm down to apples and bananas. And I sliced the skin off the apple. And then I put I put the skin in my mouth without even thinking. I'm pretty sure that I moved some avocados and then I didn't wash my hands. Should I just check in the hotel?
Accurate.
I think we need to put Evil Dead on the Mount Rushmore of most consistently entertaining horror franchise.
I like this, man. Stitching yourself like this, beautiful.
All right, what else is on this mountain? Remember, we're not going for greatness necessarily, but most consistently entertaining.
Okay, most consistently entertaining horror franchises. I'm gonna put, because I think there's only 2 bad movies within the series. I'm going to put Paranormal Activity up there. I know that's going to be controversial for some folks. I'm going to put that up there. I think Child's Play definitely needs to go up there. Child's Play's got some more good movies than bad. What else? Consistently entertaining horror franchises.
Couple ground rules. I think what constitutes a franchise is anything more than 3 movies. And the only other criteria here is every single entry in the franchise entertaining to some degree?
Yeah, I think Paranormal Activity could still roll in that group, even though you got, like I said, number 4 is not fantastic.
Not a clunker in the bunch. Starting with the obvious, Evil Dead is on the mountain. Even at its worst, we can all argue over what that might be. It's still highly entertaining.
Yeah, I would say, especially with those first 3 films, Evil Dead Rise, I thought was really good. The other one, the remake that was before that remake sequel, there's a gajillion people that will tell you a gajillion different things as to whatever the hell that movie is. With Fede Alvarez, was it? I didn't really particularly care for that. The final scene is cool. The big bloodbath, as it were, is pretty fantastic. But yeah, I'd say Evil Dead's probably up there.
I'm also going to throw Child's Play up on here.
Like I said, Child's Play is definitely in the running. They've got they're far entertaining films.
The worst one being what? Seed? Maybe Cult? Either way,
even Seed and Cult aren't that bad.
Still a great time. I'm also going to throw Alien up on the mountain. What's your least favorite Alien movie?
3? Is it 3? I think it's still 3.
Covenant? That shit still...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Rips. It has its flaws, but am I highly entertained still? Abso-fucking-lutely. And some people might call this controversial, but the last entry on my mountain goes to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Well...
Okay.
Well, what about that Netflix? I even fuck with that one. When the remake of the franchise is one of the best entries in the franchise, you know you're fucking cooking. I also just think the quote-unquote bad Texas Chainsaw Massacres are still highly entertaining, if not from a so bad it's good perspective. Let me know in the comments what's on your mountain.
Ooh. Alien, Return of the Living Dead. Yeah. Amityville series. No, sirree, Bob. No, sir. How dare you even bring their name up? I wouldn't go so far as to say there might be one good Amityville movie and a gajillion, and I mean gajillion bad versions of whatever Amityville is. It's like it's Amityville Puppet House. Oh, my word.
IMAX usage has gotten out of hand. There is no reason that we should not be able to see the full IMAX ratio on regular movie screens, regular theater screens, when I can see the full ratio on my fucking phone.
Well, boy, I tell you, they keep on going with these, don't they? They keep on going with them. Well, first of all, guys, you got to remember, they're doing this for marketing to get you to go and there's only what they say 41 prints of this in the entire planet. So yeah, they're making the IMAX, exclusive. That's kind of the point. That's the reason why those tickets, out of all the tickets, have been selling out everywhere. How you can get into any regular screening, but getting into an IMAX screening is a little bit more difficult, even if it's a FOMAX screening. But here's the thing, though, dude. If you go to a FOMAX screening, you might end up watching, for all intents and purposes, as far as frame-wise goes, the exact same thing that I ended up watching in a regular theater. Because what I ended up seeing was the Odyssey in 1:8.5. So they didn't even, chop it down to the, 2:3:9 aspect ratio that, you were supposed to be getting with the digital. And I thought that was what I was getting, to be honest with you. But we're not going to show you a square thing in a widescreen theater. It's just not going to happen because you people would be bitching about it. You will not be able to be pleased no matter what.
Look, I get it that there are
No, you don't.
going to be black bars on the sides of the screen, but
Maybe you do.
in a theater that's all dark, not really a big deal.
It is, though, because they don't mat on the left and the right. They barely mat on the top of when they do scope features and stuff like that. So, no.
The fact that there's only, 28 theaters in the entire world where you can actually see the Odyssey movie, the full movie in its full glory, you can only see it in a handful of theaters across the entire world.
You're not missing anything. I hate to tell these people, but you're just not missing anything. You really, really aren't.
Like, I'm lucky enough to live close enough to an IMAX theater where I can go and see it, but I'm going to have to drive an hour and go see the movie at 7:45 a.m. because
you know what's wild, though, is that, this is, almost to the date when Oppenheimer came out and everything. I remember specifically because I've gotten pop-ups saying, hey, it was 2 years or however many ago today that you were in Atlanta. And so, the day before, I went and saw Less Than Jake live at the 25th anniversary of Hello Rockview. Fantastic show. And then I went to see Oppenheimer in 70 millimeter at the Mall of Georgia. So that's why I kind of justified seeing Oppenheimer in 70 millimeter IMAX, just because I was like, oh, I can kill two birds with one stone. Because just to drive, 4 to 5 hours for a movie and then 4 to 5 hours back, I would have been disappointed if I would have drove that far just to see the IMAX, and no, not worth it to me.
Because screenings are so limited. It's a problem. It is making movies inaccessible. We now have movies for everyone, and we have movies for the rich or for the very lucky who live.
Oh my God, bro. You're so dramatic.
Near a fucking IMAX theater. It is out of control. I understand that there are not enough IMAX screens out there, but make more. The CEO of IMAX.
No. Here's the problem. IMAX has already diluted their brand to the point where it doesn't even much matter anymore. And I can't even believe that we're making a thing of it.
Talking about how, we can't build more, IMAX theaters because we haven't built any new projectors in 50 years. Dude, you're the CEO of IMAX.
Yo, just make more of them, man. Just make more of a thing that they haven't made in 50 years. Just make more of them. Jeez Louise, kid.
Fix that. Build more projectors. It can't be that hard. Oh, my God.
Let me ask you something, kid. I give you however much money you want. Write down a number. But I give you that amount of money and put you in a forest. How long before you get me a 70 millimeter projector? Shut up.
These theaters, IMAX is printing money. These shows sell out like crazy. It's
But what do they do the other 11 months of the year?
impossible to get a fucking ticket for a movie. This isn't a concert. This isn't like World Cup tickets. It's a goddamn movie ticket. And it is so hard to go see the movie and see the full movie, not a tiny sliver of what was actually filmed and meant to see. It is a
We're at the Lookin area right here. This is where they just start saying the same fucking thing over and over again because they're not bright enough to just stop hitting the record button.
huge problem, and I hate this so much. Show me the whole movie. I know you can project it in a normal theater. It's so doable.
It's so doable, but we would all be mad if you did it, so don't do it. So dumb. The Odyssey IMAX 70 millimeter setup. So I've never done any full 70 millimeter IMAX. Like I said, I've seen them at the Mall of Georgia. There, they got a little thingamajigger that you can kind of go, ooh, look at all that. Yeah, I only ever, when I was working in the movie theater, all we ever did was the digital. You could see how big the movie theater was, how big the projection booth was and stuff, that where they would have fit all of the all of the 35 millimeters and stuff. So it is kind of a shame walking back in, like, a retrofitted projection booth there and everything, and kind of see what was.
As the movie's running, anything that's on the film, it gets stuck to the particle rollers.
Then Justin walks in and just goes, "Oh, I didn't realize that we were stringing this across the room. I'm sorry, I broke it." It's like the Battle of Dunkirk in there. Final Destinations are always entertaining. Yeah, I would say that. I would say only like 5 and 6 were not great. But even those, they got their moments. They got their moments. History repeats itself. IMAX return the theaters. I couldn't sing all the rest of it. Doesn't matter. IMAX screens return theater screens to what they were really looking at. That is, I never really thought about that, but you were absolutely correct. We're going back to the square 4-3. Who knew? Who knew to go forwards? We would be going even further backwards. What a strange set of circumstances we're in.
Why does it matter that Christopher Nolan is filming the Odyssey entirely on IMAX?
It does and it doesn't.
Because it completely changes how the movie will feel. IMAX cameras have a much larger film format than traditional cameras, which makes the image feel taller, wider, and more immersive.
Now, you can't be taller and wider at the same time. That's bullshit. Come on now. And he's shooting in that. It's at a more 4:3, square aspect ratio here. It ain't wider. It's taller.
But before the Odyssey, the IMAX was only famously used to film certain sequences, so it would subconsciously tell you that this scene you're watching matters. And now having every scene filmed with the same sense of scale, when
it takes everything away and makes it kind of meaningless, doesn't it? You just have a 185 movie that just goes, here we are.
Now a quiet conversation can feel just as epic as a massive battle. So now it's not just certain scenes, every scene matters. But this was not an easy thing to accomplish because IMAX cameras are incredibly loud, which is why they were never used to film dialogue before making this film, but this is what makes Nolan the GOAT. Because rather than compromising how an epic like the Odyssey deserves to be seen, he worked with IMAX in redesigning the camera, creating a shell that dramatically reduces the camera's noise, but unfortunately this created a whole other problem.
The funny part is again, like MVD was saying, this is all while going to the future. We're still going back into time. This is literally what they did at the beginning days of the talkie, right? You see a bit of it in for like an actual visual representation and whatnot, and a great movie to boot. Check out Singing in the Rain. Singing in the Rain is about the transition from silent to talkies and everything. And this is something that they had to do at the dawn of sound in cinema, was to cover up the whole, kind of blimp up the film there and everything, so just don't hear that all the time.
Camera became so massive that the actors couldn't see each other while filming. So they engineered a mirror system that allows the actors to look into each other's eyes while the IMAX camera sits between them. So when people say the Odyssey is the first commercial feature filmed entirely on IMAX, they're not just talking about a bigger picture. They're talking about a movie that's literally pushing technology forward so that every single
while still going backwards. I don't know, but it is.
Moment from a quiet conversation to an epic battle can be experienced with the same sense of grandeur. And it's fitting because for a story that survived for nearly 3,000 years, every single moment should feel like history unfolding before our very eyes. The Odyssey releases in theaters this week, and it's a movie that must be experienced in IMAX. Please let me know in the comments down below if you're excited to see it, because as always, I'm very curious to hear your thoughts.
Well, I certainly don't think you need to see it in IMAX. I don't think you're really gaining too awful much. If you can see it in 70 millimeter, be it in 70 millimeter regular wide or 70 millimeter IMAX, I think you should do it for the experience of it. But don't don't think that you're going to be getting anything special. You're not going to be, the secrets of the world will not be revealed to you if you see a little bit more of the open mat. It just won't happen. Stars won't align, the worlds won't open. It's not going to happen for you.
If you're a fan of Lovecraftian horror, here's 5 films that you must.
I am Papa Meat, and you listen. I'm a big Meat Canyon fan here. I got all kinds of, like, look at this right here, like right on my thing. We got Meat Canyon stickers. Check them out. There's your Reddit mod. And here's Clavicular. Oh, let's get him to focus. There's Clavicular with the nuts on his face. And then, of course, everybody's favorite, Hassan and Asmongold, doing what they do. Big Papa Meat fan. Let him go.
See. 1, Color Out of Space.
I got that on the 4K. I've seen it once. I need to watch it again. I don't remember too much of it.
Meteorite hits the ground and Nicolas Cage wonders, where the fuck did this color come from? Number 2, Dagon. Crazy fish people in Italy. That's pretty much it. 3.
No, that's all you really need to know, let's be honest.
The Void. Cloaked cult members summon some crazy shit in a police station. Number 4, Reanimator. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you couldn't get out of here with a little Stuart Gordon with your Lovecrafty and stuff. Let's be honest.
Another one. And number 5, The Thing. The one you know. Enjoy these Lovecraftian tales and don't look too far into the beyond.
Because when you look into the abyss for too long, the abyss stares back.
We need to stop treating movies like content, and that means being okay with the Batman Part 2 being delayed. Now, I agree, it sucks. I want to see this movie. The Batman is my most rewatched movie of all time, according to Letterboxd. It's my favorite.
Wow, that's an interesting statement.
Superhero movie of all time. When you look at my favorite movies of all time lists, it's quite high in a shocking way for most people.
He saw The Godfather when he was 10, by the way. He'll let you know that.
And I agree, it also sucks that this is outside of Matt Reeves' control. I understand that because of J.J. Abrams' film being pushed back, it also led to Matt Reeves' film being pushed back. And also, I think at the end of the day, all that matters is that we get a really excellent movie. And if it takes longer for Matt Reeves to write said movie alongside Matt Tomlin, we don't know what could have potentially contributed to the fact that this script was delayed. I understand people being impatient for this movie, but I think people are getting impatient.
Impatient. The word's impatient. Unpatient's not a word.
In a level that is just like really ridiculous and over the top. Some people said, oh, how are you going to build a franchise out of this if they're not allowed to make sequels more quickly? Who cares? Who cares about franchising? I just want to...
All of a sudden, Robert Pattinson's 65 years old. Who cares?
A good movie. You're all acting like you're going to forget the Batman Part 1 was a good movie and you're not.
Yeah, they will. They'll absolutely forget it. You want to know how I know that they'll forget things like that? Mandalorian and Grogu. Mandalorian and Grogu, had it not, waited 2 years before it came out, probably would have made some money. If you'd put that out during the OG Chicky Nuggies days, boy, oh boy, you would have seen some box office return. But they'd gone away for too long, and the kind of the glory of it wore off a little bit. I feel like Matt Reeves, the Batman, could have that very same effect. I could be wrong. They might come back and really blow us all out of the water, but I'm going to guess more than likely people will go like, oh, yeah, that's the thing. They won't treat it like Avatar. You know what I mean?
Going to see the Batman Part 2. Who cares?
And even with Avatar, like, they waited a little bit and then they were like, we don't really care anymore.
Who cares about the franchising? Who cares about the time? I just want Matt Reeves to have the adequate time that he needs to make this movie because I want an excellent movie. And realistically, there is nothing we can do to make this movie come sooner. Just watch some other movies.
We can do some AI on it.
Movies in the meantime because there's so many movies that don't get a time.
Computer, make a Matt Reeves Batman sequel and make it willy good, please.
Attention.
That's how you got to treat all that stuff. All right, I'm going to get a refill here. I'll be right back. Ah! Ba 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 boo. Let's go.
Every positive thing you're hearing about the Odyssey is from a paid review, is what you might think if you go to any comment section of any review from this movie. That's right, not only did Universal spend $250 million on the film's production, they also had enough money to pay off David Elric, David Sims, Amy Nicholson, and every single film talker on this app.
Not my money. I didn't get none. Where the fuck was my money, Christopher Nolan? You said checks in the mail. All you got to do is say all the right stuff about the movie. I say all the correct things, and this son of a bitch doesn't send me my money. I got news for you, Nolan. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice about it. I'm gonna give you 72 hours to send me my money, Christopher Nolan. I gave you a good review, and by God, I better get the money that I deserve for shilling out what I thought was a really good review for a movie that wasn't all that good. Pay me my money. Pay me my money.
Let's be real for a second. Could it be that rather than the Odyssey being bad and every single reviewer and every single content creator is lying to you, could it be that Christopher Nolan, one of the most successful directors of his generation, made a film that people like?
No. Where's my money?
I totally get a healthy amount of skepticism on this app when it comes to people and their reviews. There are plenty of times where it might feel like a content creator is saying nice things about a movie because they want to maintain a good relationship.
I forgot he had these what I call the Texas Chainsaw glasses. That guy that gets killed pretty early in Texas Chainsaw Massacre had these same glasses, the same hexagon glasses.
With a production studio or PR company. But most of the time, just like with this movie, I really don't think that's the case. First, when it comes to reviews being ads, there are pretty strict rules about that. Plus,
Do you think people follow that shit? Oh, you sweet summer child. That's cute.
Most of the time when a company uses an ad here on TikTok, they just look for a positive review that was already made and they ask if they can boost it. I saw one comment say this on a Mutual's post. They were very selective with who they let watch and review this movie early.
Yeah. We mentioned it on this show. Go back and look at the people who they were allowing to see it. They let people like Kevin McCarthy, who they knew was going to glaze it, they let him see it. I'm sure they let Strawhead Goofy see it early. Anybody that'll glaze you for a dime.
They research you and trusted you not to give a bad review. And I gotta say, that's just not how this works.
Oh, okay. Tell us how it works here, Insider.
My screening was made up mainly of critics, as most of the screenings I attend are.
Okay, I mean, la-di-da. We've all been to those. I've been to plenty of those myself.
They didn't do any fan screenings for this movie, and afterwards, some of those.
Well, sometimes they do. When they do those critic screenings, very often those are also quote unquote fan screenings at the exact same time. So they let the critics take up like 2 rows in the theater, and then the rest of it is filled with the rest of the movie going public. Usually, old people who have conned their way into these free tickets. How do I know this? I've done this.
Critics that I attended this with had a lot to critique about this film. They don't just invite people because they're going to say good things. They invite critics to critique the film.
Why, I don't know, though, because let's be honest, and we'll talk about it by the end of the show, because that's going to be the last portion of our broadcast tonight, is talking about the value of the movie critic and if they even count anymore. I suggest to you that they do not.
Because good films hold themselves up to good faith critique. One thing I find funny in all this is how those criticizing Christopher Nolan seem to have switched sides of the political aisle. For most of his career, the naysayers against Christopher Nolan have been closer to my point of view politically. Lots of people struggling with the right-wing politics of Batman, or struggling with Oppenheimer being valorized in that movie, which I don't think he actually is. Or they just don't like the film bro agenda. But right now, the right-wing grifters have decided that because one of the most beautiful women in the world was cast as Helen of Troy.
Listen, she's a good-looking lady. Is she one of the most beautiful women in the world? That's debatable. That's just you going like, I'm an ally. Come on, pal.
Or a talented actor was cast in a film that has worked with Nolan before, that this film is woke, therefore it is bad. Now,
No. It's not that woke. It's got those woke elements in them, and those woke elements do lessen it. It does. You can cope and seethe all you like, but it would have been better otherwise, I think.
would not call The Odyssey Nolan's best film, nor would I say it's the best film of the year. But I'm hoping we can be a little bit more nuanced and generous with our responses when we see a review that disagrees with what we think is right, disagrees with our point of view. And remember,
now you say that, but like at the same time too, though, like you don't sound like you're giving any grace or leniency to the people that might have disliked this film.
Remember, just because you've decided to hate this film before you see it doesn't mean that the rest of the world will.
But at the same time, too, just because the rest of the world has these critiques of it and your leanings are the opposite way, like that's the biggest problem with this movie is that, like, you know, they didn't need to lean into any of those things, but they leaned into the controversy. And, you know, listen, I don't want to say the controversy worked for them, but, you know, it got enough eyeballs and people were interested enough. And then when people saw it, they're like, it wasn't all that big a deal.
I'm watching every movie to lose an Oscar. This week we got Magnolia.
That's a shame too, man, because Magnolia is good.
Cruise is teaching guys how to talk to women. Love to be a fly on the wall for that class, right? Just look like this in 1999, then you should have no issues. Nice to know.
Well, if you saw the guy that Tom Cruise was based on, you would go like, oh my God, what an upgrade that they gave this dude. So Tom Cruise, his character here is actually based upon a real dude who is part of the pickup community that you can find in Neil Strauss's book, The Game, which is all about that guy Mystery. You know what I'm talking about? For the pickup artist culture and all that kind of stuff. Very interesting read for the book. Like he kind of infiltrates this pickup world and everything. Courtney Love is in it. She's like a weird main side character and whatnot. But one of the dudes that was in that whole group and everything, I forget his name off the top of my head, but like he is essentially who they based Tom Cruise's character on. And if you saw the difference between Tom Cruise and that guy, you'd be like, wow.
I know he has the same audience as Barstool, though. They couldn't give Cruise the Academy Award for this, right? He's not acting.
He really should have gotten one for this. He was really so good in this. This is one of the first ones where I was like, oh, this guy's a for real one.
It's nice, right? Good that they told me. Now, at least I wore my raincoat for a reason. Is that the rug from The Big Lebowski? Nice to see it, right? Without the P, really ties the room together. Magnolia is the story of a couple 187s just bringing people together. It's low-key like a 3-hour-long episode of It's Always Sunny with a couple people just trying to out-horrible each other. Maybe it's me, but if biblical stuff starts happening, I'm pulling over. No one needs me to tell them to watch Magnolia. But just in case, 2 out of 2 stars would recommend. And, it's backwards.
I mean, maybe he thought that was clever or funny or something. I don't get it.
I went to the Museum of Moving Image in Queens the other day. Walking around, a big tour comes in at one point. The tour guide says to everybody on his tour, all right, a lot of you earlier said you were horror movie buffs. Can you tell me what movie is she from?
Oh, that's easy, man. That's the easy one. I don't know why you would do something that was so elementary. That there's obviously Chucky. Got him.
And all of them loudly and proudly say, Annabelle.
Oh my God, that's what I thought they would say. That's wild, dude. That's hilarious. Whoops.
Mind you, it was very clear that you were walking into an exorcist exhibit. So, we need to open up the school.
Where's this lady working at? I'll go work at I'll go visit whatever store that is.
What fast food chains are the following horror franchises?
Oh, okay. McDonald's, KFC, or Wendy's. I feel like Freddy Krueger's probably McDonald's. Right? Kentucky Fried Chicken. You got to go with Leatherface for Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? Because weren't they selling chicken at the gas station in Texas Chainsaw? And Wendy's. Michael Myers is Wendy's. Hellraiser's Taco Bell. You know why?
For example, Evil Dead is the Taco Bell of horror. There's no bad options on the menu, and when I'm 6 beers deep, it absolutely hits the spot.
Well, that's a better description.
Nightmare on Elm Street is like McDonald's to me.
Oh, what I say?
Safe, reliable, and plenty to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
Hellraiser is like Wendy's.
We're so close. We're so close.
Because as long as you stick to the classics, you'll be fine. JBC, Frosty, medium fry. But if you stray too far from the value menu, you will instantly regret it.
I was about to say, don't you dare badmouth that chili. I swear on everything.
Leprechaun is like the White Castle of horror. Because I don't regret it in the moment.
Yeah, you're a little drunk. You want something to put in your body. You might as well have a little White Castle. You might as well have a little bit of Leprechaun. You know what I mean?
Even though the risk for explosive diarrhea is extremely high. Friday the 13th is definitely KFC. Not known for its variety. Instead, it focuses on getting one thing and one thing only correct. And that's the breast meat. That's why you go to KFC. You know what you're getting. And last but not least, Halloween is like Burger King. There's plenty to choose from, and I'm rarely disappointed, even when I'm eating an original chicken club.
But sometimes you just don't want to go back because it still smells like cigarettes.
It's still a fine time.
Bon appetit, bitch. Oh, man. The quippier Freddy got, the worse it got, didn't it?
Christopher Nolan is the Taylor Swift of the film industry.
I don't know that I disagree with that statement. Let's hear her out.
And all Christopher Nolan fans are Swifties. You've all fallen for the Swiftism.
No, that was it. That's it. That's the statement. Pure, simple, to the point. You know what? I think we need more TikTok Trash Tuesday entries just like that one. What would Subway be? Subway is like Saw. Saw is like Subway. Sure, there's like one or two in there. Maybe the initial idea was good to begin with, but things fell off rather quickly. Subway is child's play because Jared.
John, before I go, I have to say something to you. I wanted to say something to you so badly.
Oh, sorry, man.
Sorry, man. That's the real case of like, geez, I guess I got to get out of here.
Go, just get it in.
I discovered you as an actor through The Pest.
Oh, you're kidding? That funny.
And I bring that
He's like embarrassed as shit because The Pest is terrible, everybody.
I bring that up because your performance in this film is the best thing you've ever done.
Oh, thank you. I feel like it is too.
I truly believe you are one of the most talented artists working
Oh, wow.
today.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
And see, Kevin knows what he's doing. Kevin just like polishes them up real good. Listen, I'm not going to lie. I do actually agree that this is probably one of John Leguizamo's best performances. But at the same time, too, though, you can't gas. Of all people, you can't gas John Leguizamo up like this, man. That's don't do that. That ego's already too big.
I think that I found you on that film. I think comedy is very hard, and I think
hard.
people actually don't really appreciate how hard comedy is.
Never gets the love that the respect.
I am kind of a hidden genius, let's be honest.
I wanted to ask you about that kind of journey within comedy and drama, and like I know that's a random film to bring up, but it's
man. Again, Kevin is so good on the greasing. It's fantastic. It is fantastic. He is just like, let me get you all slathered up here. You're going to get real good, right? We're going to put you in that oven. You're going to get all nice and brown and golden, crispy and delicious. It's going to be so good. Get in the oven.
how I found you as an artist, and now I'm sitting here across from you all these years later going, you are one of the best.
God damn, he looks old.
Ever.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you for those kind words. That right there is what you hope for by persevering in this industry, by loving the craft. I love the craft, man. I don't love myself in the craft. I love the craft in me. And I think
Is that why you play yourself in every bloody role, John? Get real.
that's the what I've always felt. That I learned that from Uda Hagen, who was my teacher. And it was like, always love the work, not yourself in the work.
I doubt that's true with him. I feel like John Leguizamo loves him some John Leguizamo. What are you talking about?
Congratulations.
Thank
Beautiful.
What
I'm glad that happened.
Thank you for making it happen.
John is such a hypocrite. He stole a role from a Greek person. He did, though. We got a Greek person who's going to talk about it in a later clip.
Is this anybody's first time seeing a film in 70mm? Can you raise your hand? Oh, wow. Quite a few of you guys. All right. Round of applause for you guys. Let's go. All right. Good job.
I would like to welcome you to my personal hell. If I was at this theater and had to listen to this man, I would want to die. I don't want to be this man. I don't want to be in a theater with this man. We all got to suffer. Lock in.
Is this anybody's 10th or more time seeing a movie in 70 millimeter? Okay, wow, all right.
70 millimeter. How many times have I seen 70? I would say four or five, maybe. Maybe 5 or 6.
Hi, good stuff, good stuff. So, for those of you that are inexperienced or uninitiated, 70 millimeter is unlike your traditional movie-going experience.
We punch you in the face when you come into this one.
It's not presented to you in a digital format. It's using actual film, right? 70 millimeter film is a very, very rare style of presentation. We are one of approximately 40 theaters, not just in the United States, but in the entire world that has the capability to be able to play films in 70 millimeter. And with that being said, sometimes we get people from far-flung places that come here to watch movies here in 70 millimeter. Is there anybody here today joining us from outside the DFW area?
How many people, like, it just turns into like a shitty open mic stand up and everything? It's like, all right, how many out of towners we got here? All right. How far away has the longest person drove to be here tonight? Huh? We got 5 hours, 5 hours away. Anybody got further than 5? Oh, wow. All the way from Hawaii. That is something just to see this movie. Was it just, oh, you were on vacation? But okay. All right. But that's wild though. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up. That's the bullshit. I hate it so much.
Outside the United States? Yes, ma'am. Where are you from?
I fucking told you.
Arizona. Okay. Houston. Anybody else? Yes. Where? Houston as well?
Isn't it fun that we all found out where we all live? Woo!
Arkansas? Anybody else?
Anybody else from Kansas?
Buffalo.
Buffalo, New York?
Buffalo, New York. I feel like there's a closer IMAX to you than this one.
Yes. Dan?
I travel, like, who's to say that they just can't make some shit up? You know, I traveled from Shanghai just for this tonight. Do I get a free ticket to the next show?
The city, Missouri or Kansas?
Both.
All right. Down here, A-Row?
Oh my God! It's just like, are you trying to still, thread up the film here? Is that what we're doing? We're just, cutting some time.
Australia. Oh.
See, now people are just fucking with them. Wise.
All right. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. Okay. All right. So this film I'm holding in my hand.
This isn't at the IMAX that's in Atlanta, because they would have really been just go, stop the movie, man! Come on! Why? Stop, dude. We've been in the movie 3 hours long, man. Just play it. Just play the movie, man.
This is what 70 millimeter film looks like, okay? Specifically what I have here is 24 frames of 70 millimeter film.
Oh my God, he's going to talk about the perfs.
This right here is actually equivalent to 1 second of your movie. Everybody say, ooh. Ooh. Everybody say, ah. Right, so this is what 1 second of your movie looks like, okay? If you were to
We've got this for 3 hours.
Stretch out the entire film from one end to another, it would be approximately 11 miles long. When it first arrived here, before we assembled it,
here's all the fun facts I got for you.
Casings and additional leader that we needed to add on to the film. It weighed over 800 pounds. Okay.
We weighed it too.
So it's a lot of film that we're dealing with up there. Okay. Like I said, this film gets fed into the projector at a rate of 24 frames per second.
Oh my God, he is vamping like a son of a bitch. This must have been like the second screening, and they're like, we got to rewind it.
And then it gets projected onto this big, beautiful screen you see right in front of you here.
We're in front of you. No, the other way. Turn around.
7 stories
the audience
wide.
is the other way.
One of the largest IMAX screens in the state of Texas. One of the best ways to.
Here's Bob with his popcorn.
So, because it's not a digital presentation and because it's an analog presentation,
you can't pause it.
Okay, you're going to get a better quality picture than you would with digital. If you ever see a movie in digital, if you get close enough to the screen, you'll actually see little pixels on the screen. Right, but with 70 millimeter,
you get close enough to the screen, you'll see actual perforations within said screen. So what?
You don't get that. No matter if you're sitting in the front row or
you can still see the perforations. You can see the acoustic perforations in the screen. What are you talking about?
The back row, you're going to get the same clear, crisp, beautiful picture all throughout. Okay, so that's how we get the picture. The sound comes to us via.
Hey man, we just trying to watch this movie. Hurry the hell up!
The screen itself actually has a bunch of tiny micro perforations.
I
that
told
allows
you.
The sound to come to you, approximately 20 per square inch. In addition to the speakers
This is what I'm afraid I sound like to people sometimes. So I'm always careful.
behind the screen, there's also two massive speakers in either corner of the auditorium.
Don't look now!
Those are
Don't
there
look
for
now!
your surround sound. So I can assure you, hearing your movie tonight will not be a problem. I promise you that, okay? Just to give you a frame of reference for how powerful the sound in this auditorium can get, when we played The Dark Knight Rises in 70 millimeter, the light bulbs in all of those sockets up there actually came slightly unscrewed to the point where when we turned on the lights at the end of the show, they would not come on. So
I don't know that I believe that.
the bass was able to do that. Luckily, that doesn't happen anymore. We've since fixed that problem.
So sounds like you're a liar.
Okay, so that's how we get the picture. That's how we get the sound. Now, because this is an analog presentation, not
Jesus Christ, Gene, start the film!
digital, we got to have a human touch, somebody that puts it all together for you, okay?
Greg's been diddling this film since last Thursday.
That person's name is Jennifer. She'll be your projectionist tonight. She's actually standing right there up at the window. Everybody say hi to Jennifer.
We let a woman do it? Okay.
Truth be told, that is a soundproof window, so she did not hear you whatsoever. All right, so that is Jennifer. That's your projectionist. Last couple things we got to go over, just some general housekeeping things.
Don't take your dick out. I know a lot of you are really good in the mood and you want to do it. I'm going to tell you right now, keep it in your pants, all right? It's a big deal. Keep it inside.
For those of you that have never been here before, nearest restroom is going to be across the lobby, down the hall, and on the right, okay? And then after your movie, do you guys know what you're going to get?
A punch in the face. All right, everybody, you're going to watch this movie and get a big old right in the old noggin just as soon as you come out here. So even if you love the movie, we're gonna walk you out with a little bit of something to take home with you.
A Cinemark survey, woo!
Oh,
But no,
Lord
seriously,
have
guys, for those of you that are Movie Rewards members, if you could fill out that survey, we'd really, really appreciate it. So that way we know you love coming here for 70 millimeter and you want to see more of it. Okay. All right. With that, I have a couple more minutes. I believe I can take 3 questions from the audience about
Motherfucker, who wants to ask you questions?
70 millimeter or just anything in general. Anybody want to ask a question?
I'm going to find a wife and raise a family. I'll come back when I'm in my 60s and maybe you'll be done, sir.
Or anything?
Oh my God, thank heavens. Whew. Oh man. And he took questions from the crowd, so that technically went on for another 4 or 5 minutes easily. Oy.
What would be a good movie for the Muppets to remake?
Deliverance. Yeah, I like to see a Muppets Deliverance.
And like really, like a movie they could actually remake with the Muppets in it. Because don't just go for the low hanging fruit of Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Schindler's List. It's like
oh, you mean we need to go for like Remains of the Day. Get ourselves a little Powell and Pressburger or something in there, something class.
Comic Michael Muldoon who used to talk about.
Oh, I like this. The Puppet Reanimator. Kermit is Jeffrey Combs. I like it. I don't like it. Repuppeter.
But if they remade Apocalypse Now with the Muppets and called it a Waka Wakalypse Now, the horror.
But yeah, what if? Yeah, because Fozzie would play Kurtz. Couldn't you see Fozzie without his hat? Like that's him being bald is with his hat and just like half lit and everything. I'd watch that.
The horror. But I mean it. Like, don't just go for the joke. Like, what's a movie where they could actually remake it with the Muppets and pull it off? Because
My Dinner with Andre.
if first I was like, well, what about Titanic? It's like, you know, the biggest movie of all time. But my buddy Steve was like, nah, that'd be too much Kermit and Piggy the whole time.
It's true.
You want something with all the Muppets.
Oh, I got it. It's a mad, 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 mad world starring the Muppets. Yep. That's it. That's the answer.
You can even get some Fraggle Rock, some Sesame Street, like something.
You're telling me that all those people couldn't show up in It's a Mad, 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 Mad World?
All the Muppets could be in it. I'm like, all right, well, what's an epic? It's like, Godfather, it's an epic, but it's not a ton of characters. And then, plus, you're still kind of playing in, like, the edgy. I feel like Avengers is kind of an obvious answer. But again, you're not just talking about one movie. You'd have to be pulling from dozens of movies. You know, so I'm like, maybe Forrest Gump, because you've got all those different little episodes. You can sprinkle in Muppets the whole way through. But
yeah, I maybe I could see that.
Again, is it too edgy? Have you ever asked yourself?
Yeah. With Kermit dealing with AIDS is going to be a wild one.
Is Forrest Gump too edgy? But also, I don't think you want Kermit as Forrest Gump. I think you want Pepe.
Yes, Pepe is Forrest Gump. All of a sudden, I have now turned around on this altogether. Now that you put Pepe in the role of Forrest, it's over. That's what I want now.
The King Prawn, or as you wrestling fans call him, Edge. Here's the real answer. I really gave this some thought. It's a mad world. For one,
I don't watch these ahead of time, ladies and gentlemen. I do not watch these. I only watch the first couple of seconds, and that's what makes TikTok Trash Tuesday so friggin' magical, is that we can all just get on this awesome wavelength. Amazing.
Self-contained. So you don't have to worry about the whole Avengers thing where you're just like, you know, which movie are we doing? You know, it's self-contained. You got your core group of Muppets, and then they're all going on these adventures with all the Muppets you could stick in a movie, in a 3-hour farce. I think that's it. I think that's the answer. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think?
The horror.
I think I got that movie off rip, man. Right off rip. That's pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. What do you want, big man? What you want? You smell like a fart. Do you want to go? All right. Give me 1 second here. This dog wants to go use the potty here for a minute. So we're going to be... let me hit this little bit. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me take this dog out real fast, and we'll be right back. All right, and we're back. And away we go.
Straight gay or bi, horror villains edition.
I forgot that I even downloaded. Okay. Michael Myers. If I'm going to do Michael Myers, I'm going to say Michael Myers is straight. Michael Myers is straight. Yeah, for sure.
Michael Myers is giving straight. He's
Yep.
very basic. Like,
Mhm.
has this basic little knife. He's silent, which we know is not very gay at all.
If Michael was gay, he'd be like...
And he tries to ruin Halloween, and we know that's like the gay holiday. So yeah, straight. Leatherface is
gay as all shit. We all know that one. We all know that one. You ain't dressing up in another lady's face and not be at least a little gay.
giving gay. He's so dramatic. Like, he's got to use a chainsaw. Can't just use
the big dancing stuff at the end where he's twirling around. You telling me that man ain't gay? Get out of here, dog.
a knife. Got to use a chainsaw, and he's into face masks, which is very gay. Jason is giving bi.
Yeah, Jason could really go either way. I think I'd agree with that.
I would say his hockey mask is a little zesty. It's giving very heated rivalry. He's not going to use a small knife. He's a size queen. He wants that big machete. So he's giving me bi vibes.
Chucky is straight. We know that because Chucky had a bride and they had relations and made a baby. Now his baby's gay. Which sounds like a weird thing to say. His puppet baby's gay, but Chucky himself is straight.
Chucky is giving me like the kids in middle school who made fun of me, but secretly had a crush on me. Megan is a drag queen. She's very well dressed. She loves to dance, and she's like...
She loves to dance.
She's a bitchy drag queen. Bruce from Jaws is gay. He's got a great soundtrack. He's got great teeth. Very dramatic timing. He loves the beach.
Loves the beach.
Steven is giving closeted. The Jigsaw Killer in Saw is gay.
Oh, come on. We all know the little jigsaw puppet is gay as shit, dude. Get out of here. Forget about it.
Anybody who uses puppets or likes puppets is gay.
Anyone who uses puppets or likes puppets is gay. That's fucking hilarious.
Babadook is queer icon. He likes to wear hats.
You know what the funny part is like, for those of you that don't know, there is this big giant thing of where the Babadook is considered, quote unquote, considered a gay icon film or whatever. Only really not because there's any express gay themes at all in the Babadook. Is that only because when it was first streaming and everything, it went on to Netflix, and oddly enough, for whatever reason, got put into the LGBTQ category. And like, it didn't make a lot of sense to people. They're like, this movie don't got nothing to do with gay stuff whatsoever. Why is this in the LGBT, category here and everything? But the gays were like, nope, we own this one. Nope, that's us. That's our movie. That's we queer icon. We're like, okay. I mean, I guess it's a weird one, but I hate the movie because I hate that kid. And I hate the mom who's not just beating the snot out of the kid for screaming and being a turd ball.
He's got these little slender fingers. He loves to go antiquing.
Hella gay.
Freddy is giving gay. He's in love with Jason. And
well, Freddy's also given a little bit of the I don't know what I can say here on YouTube, but he likes him underage.
He can stay awake for days at a time, like any true circuit queen. Pennywise is queer and really was one of the originators of the they them pronouns.
It's because of the forehead, really.
He is in the book It. I'm gonna get in trouble for that. Pinhead is giving Dom top leather daddy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, Freddy's got mommy issues. Gay. That's true. Chucky escaped Epstein Island.
The Odyssey by Christopher Nolan may be the greatest made movie I've ever seen in my life.
I want to kill myself when I realize that these guys have a podcast that is big and that people watch. Have you ever seen this? Have you ever seen this podcast? It will make you want to drive your car off a cliff. You know, I'm not saying we're the best in the world at everything or anything for that matter. But my God, will the wind get taken out of your sails when you see people who just suck straight balls, really hit success? I don't know. Yeah, jealous of it. Jealous that like I don't have a retarded audience to follow me like these bozos.
You know, they always
my audience is retarded, but in a good way.
Say, I think Anne Hathaway is the person that's been saying this in interviews recently, that if you work on a Christopher Nolan set, you are one of the top 3 people in the world at what you do. And I think I love Oppenheimer, and I think you feel that a bit with Oppenheimer. You feel that in every frame in Odyssey. There's not a shot in this movie that, like, every painstaking detail is explored in every single shot in Odyssey.
It's that glazing that I can't stand. Just the utter glazing. Can't do it, man.
What's y'all's go-to movie theater snack order?
Well, last night when I went to the movies.
Imagine that that you're Matt Damon and Anne Hathaway, and you're on a circuit doing interviews about your brand new movie, and they sit you down with this broad, and they make you dress like this. I would have politely looked him in the face and said, "No, thank you. I'm not doing this." Oh, come on, beat game. Nope. No, I will not.
I had popcorn and raisinets.
That's my order.
Is that right?
Yes. What? You do extra butter, extra salt?
I didn't last night because I was worried about the raisinette extra butter hand situation.
That's fair.
Ooh, fair.
Yeah. So I just went dry.
What about you?
So, this is confession. I'm allergic to popcorn.
What does that even mean? I don't like it when people say shit like this, where it's just like, these are the same people that go like, I'm allergic to cigarette smoke. No, you don't like cigarette smoke. You're not allergic to cigarette smoke. It's like, well, I cough when I'm around it. Yeah, that's how it all works. It doesn't mean that you're allergic to it, dum-dum. It just means that you particularly don't care for it in your lungs. You know what I'm saying? You may not like popcorn. You may have a strong aversion to popcorn. Are you allergic to popcorn? I doubt it. You want to know how I know that you're less likely to be allergic to popcorn? Because popcorn is made from, drum roll please, corn. And corn is in fucking everything.
Whoa.
I know, it's really sad.
Oh, that's
so,
tragic.
When I can, when it's on offer, I get pretzel bites.
Ooh.
With mustard.
Delicious.
Delish. And otherwise, I do peanut M&Ms and either a Coke or a Dr. Pepper.
All right, the note takers over there writing that down.
Honorable mention for Milk Duds as well.
Milk Duds.
It's true, yeah, man. Milk Duds, come on.
Yeah.
That's quite the dad candy.
But I
fuck?
was eating it long before I was a dad.
Okay, that counts.
Yeah, the caramel staying in your teeth for hours afterwards. It's just, yeah. It's
The experience.
Classic. What are you talking about? Never in a million years would they get me dressing up in that shit. No way, bro.
This is not the best way to watch the Odyssey. Everybody is going crazy right now to try and see the Odyssey in IMAX 70mm.
But what you really want to see is on your phone, see? You want something that's no bigger than this, and do it with stereo, and don't even listen to it on the earbuds. You need to be listening to it through the speakers on the bus.
But I bet you're one of the many people in the world that doesn't even have access to a 70mm theater, let alone even a digital IMAX theater that will show the full 1:4:3 scope of this image.
I don't think any of them are showing the complete 1:4:3 image in anything outside of this 70mm IMAX. So Yeah, but I got access to it. It's just it's a 4-hour drive away, and I'm not doing all that for that. No.
And this is where the discourse around premium formats and especially IMAX starts to get really frustrating for me. I've been seeing posts, I've had people message me saying they're probably not even going to go watch the movie because they don't have access to IMAX.
These people are losers who are just like trying to be purists and oh God. These are the same people that will watch watch movies at their home, with the sound coming out of the speakers. You know what I'm saying? It's like, do you have standards or no? You know what I mean? Well, if I can't watch it there, it's like you don't even have a fucking sound bar in your home. What are you talking about, homie? Like you got standards or some shit. Get out of here.
I've seen the Odyssey 3 times in IMAX 70mm, and it is incredible. But I also saw it today in a very crappy theater, and guess what? I still had an amazing time. So I do not want anyone to feel left out. As long as you're not waiting to watch this movie on your laptop or on your TV at home, I promise you're going to have an incredible time at the cinema.
That scene right there with the big guys in the silver would have been way better on the phone.
Because I love everything about movies, the technical stuff is interesting to me, which is why I love IMAX. I like IMAX cameras.
And when they let me get on the set and dick around with them and stuff like that, I feel pretty darn good.
IMAX presentation. I just find
this is another one of those, like, we let him see it early because we knew that he would be the proper kind of person to see this movie early.
Cool. But the pure joy I get from going to the movie.
Why I'm sure that I will never be on any of the list of like, hey, let's get him to see this movie early. They'd be like, if anything, we're going to keep it away from him as long as we can.
Movies is just being in a cinema with a bunch of strangers and having an experience.
God knows what he's going to say.
Experience together. So go see it at your local cinema. Go see it at the crappy movie theater you've been going to since you were a kid. The vibes are always better anyways. You're going to get a better popcorn. It's probably going to be cheaper too.
He's not wrong there. If I went to go see, and that's like, he's almost got me half thinking about doing it. Going to my local theater to see that movie, because it wouldn't be half bad at my local theater, the closest one that I don't normally go to, just because it's old.
And you won't be kicking yourself in 6 months when this thing is on streaming going, damn, I wish I saw this at the movies. The best way to see the Odyssey in theaters is to just go see the Odyssey in theaters.
One, please.
It's going to sound better at my home theater. I can damn well tell you that.
I would.
Hey, welcome in, Marley. Robert Englund on the prospect of an Elm Street prequel. This is clearly back in the day. I listened to a little bit of this. I like it. Let's hear Freddie out about what Freddie should do as far as a prequel.
I hope to God they would do a prequel. Go back in time and set it in the early 70s and show Freddie before and after. And show Freddie, the twisted Lee Harvey Oswald janitor and what makes him tick. Not beg sympathy, mind you, just have him kind of as this great classic screen villain, and then see him as a victim of the vigilante justice, see him go to trial, see him get off, see him get torched, and then perhaps end the film with him healing himself as much as possible, sort of home remedies for burns and stuff, and see him creeping into the Elm Street neighborhood for the first time and find it like a look-alike for Heather Langenkamp, who played Nancy, and see her as a child. Or maybe get Heather and, put an ace bandage around her chest and put her in pigtails or something and make her look young. And so the
be CGI in her today.
Audience who are by now fans of the series would know what's coming and know that he's about to infect Elm Street with his revenge and end it there. I think that would be very interesting to see a prequel.
I think it's a fun idea. On paper, I don't think in practice it would pan out very well. That's just a guess. And it appears that we're getting another Nightmare on Elm Street movie. We don't know who's going to be Freddy or anything like that, but I'm not looking forward to it. I don't think they need to do it. I think they need to just hang up the character. Robert is Freddy Krueger, and I think we just need to come to grips with that fact.
Make the Jewish alien own a white woman as a slave. Let's make a gay robot. Make the good guy a gambling addict. Make the scheming, cowardly fish aliens Japanese. No.
This is so good.
No. Chinese. is. Yeah, put Carrie Fisher in a bikini and have her kiss the fat slug, man. Yeah, the guy who dies in the pod racer, let's show his family tragically. His wife has just given birth, and then we'll cut right to him exploding in a fireball. The Jedi Aayla Secura is a Twi'lek. They breathe through their skin. The heavy robes of the Jedi would restrict that breathing, and that's why we need to show her tits. Make the
It's just good science.
bad guy black and red. Okay, no. The breathing thing is too crazy. Aayla Secura wants to show solidarity with the other Twi'leks of her species who are often looked down upon as slaves and entertainers, and that's why we need to show her tits. So let's go!
Yeah! You see, it's all due to a very scientific strategery and whatnots.
I will never listen to an opinion about a movie from someone who doesn't watch movies.
Well, you shouldn't listen to an opinion from anyone, I don't think. You know? I think that, especially when it comes to movies and stuff, you should check notes, make up your own mind. Watch the movie and then come to your own conclusions. But I do caveat that in that you actually need to watch the movie. That's kind of the caveat to it all. You can have the opinion, but you have to have seen it. Wild take, I know.
It's happening with the Odyssey right now, and there's a group of people who are trying to basically boycott the film. They're talking about how bad the film's going to be, how badly it's going to flop. It's nothing short of delusional. And
the movie's not going to flop. There's no doubt about that. But it will be interesting to see what the second weekend pulls, and certainly what the third weekend pulls, as we are right around the corner for a Spider-Man movie. So it'll be interesting to see.
People think that their opinions are valuable. They aren't. They watch maybe 2 films a year, and they're fighting for their lives in comment sections telling people to not go watch the Odyssey. They're also trying to fight wokeness. It's genuinely embarrassing. Go watch Citizen Vigilante or other slop, and please leave the...
Oh, but have you seen Citizen Vigilante, sir? Again, you can't say good for the goose and not good for the gander, my mans. So you better post your review of Citizen Vigilante that you watched, lest you be a hypocrite. Are you a hypocrite? I would almost bet that you might be.
Normal people alone. I will be in a theater on Thursday watching this movie because I like Christopher Nolan, I like movies, and most importantly, I am happy with my life.
Does that sound like somebody who's actually happy with their life, or they're trying to convince you that they're happy with their life? Because I think it's usually the most people that go, I'm doing great! Those people are usually not doing great.
Did you know that Jurassic Park led to one of the most in-demand fish in cooking? No.
Chilean sea bass? Oh, buddy boy. Let me tell you, everybody, we are covering Jurassic Park this Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube. Swing by and check it out. We are, I'm excited. I'm excited to talk Jurassic Park. So good.
No, not an ichthyosaur. That would have been interesting. But rather, the Chilean sea bass. After the raptor feeding scene, the guests go inside to enjoy a meal of Chilean sea bass. But
who's hungry?
To understand why this is important, we have to look at the history of Chilean sea bass. Chilean sea bass used to be known as Patagonian toothfish before a rebrand in 1977.
Patagonian toothfish does not sound delicious. Now does it? You say Chilean sea bass, that sounds, ooh, Chilean sea bass. Alejandro has made us quite the delectable feast.
And when you look at a sea...
And I know, again, yeah, I know who cooked the fish in Jurassic Park. Fuck you.
bass and look at a Patagonian toothfish, you begin to think, oh, maybe Dr. Evil was complaining a little bit too harshly when he had a bunch of ill-tempered versions of this. But despite the rebrand, Chilean sea bass was still considered a cheap junk fish and like an alternative to halibut, until Jurassic Park massively increased its demand. But this is also kind of meta because Jurassic Park Chilean sea bass velociraptors. The velociraptors are basically another dinosaur called Deinonychus, which is closer in size. But velociraptors have a really cool name. Velocity, Raptor, Velociraptor.
It was badass too, right? And we'll talk about it more when we review the movie this Sunday and everything. But just like one of the like really cool things is how, you know, people don't really realize that we weren't quite familiar and stuff with raptors when Jurassic Park came out. And we had this whole scene where Alan Grant and company are digging for dinosaurs and stuff. And he's talking to the little kid about, having respect for, these dinosaurs that look like giant turkeys, right? So he's going through and he's mapping out. They did such a great job of mapping out and telling you, hey, we're giving credibility to the Grant character. He knows his stuff. He's telling you about this stuff. But what you don't realize is that while we're still trying to, we're doing the fun thing of scaring this small child, we're also telling you later on literally what's going to happen in the movie. When you're not looking, the two, like you see it in this scene right here, the two that you didn't realize were on either side of you, that you didn't realize were there the entire time. And Grant tells you that exact story when he's telling the kid about, oh, it looks like a giant turkey to me.
Well, in reality, they're a lot closer to the size of a large chicken. And before you say that can't be intimidating, ever seen a goose attack someone? Also, something that's
Gooses are bastards.
lost to modern audiences now that Chilean sea bass is an expensive fish is that this is a stealth plot point. Hammond keeps saying that they spared no expense, but then it shows that he's serving them a cheap knockoff fish. Similar to like if he was giving them monkfish, aka imitation crab, instead of crab. The Chilean sea bass shows that the park is gilded instead of gold. So the next time you go out and splurge and enjoy some Chilean sea bass, remember, you're only eating it because of a marketing campaign 65 million years in the making.
Listen, sir, I'm gonna give you you wrote that well there at the end. You kind of not too bad. You landed that plane nice.
The entire cast of The Odyssey is giving Robert Pattinson constant praise. And I have to say this. We have to talk about this. They're all just like, he's so challenging to work with. He shows up. He's so serious. He's the one actor who told Christopher Nolan he needed to read the script first before accepting the role. All these
Yeah, he's an actual actor. The rest of you were just like, okay.
things. Robert Pattinson, he's the least serious man in the world, though. He shows up to these interviews with the intention of cutting up the entire time. He's going to make jokes constantly. He's going to always try and make the person that he's being interviewed with laugh. Always. And he lies. He lies all the time. In these interviews, he makes stuff up. This cracks me up that he has these two sides to him. He shows up and they're just like, oh, working with Rob, it's so challenging. Like, oh, Rob.
Challenging is not the word that you want to have people say about you. Oh, what's it like working with him? Oh, he's so challenging. No, you want somebody to say like, oh man, what a breeze to work with this guy.
Rob. I've seriously been like, I've been so not caught off guard, but just like, it's just hilarious. He is so well respected
This lady has a crush on Robert Pattinson like you wouldn't believe.
in the workplace. And yet he cannot take a single interview seriously.
Man, she got it bad.
Let's say The Odyssey is an absolutely amazing movie, okay? Everybody goes to see it. They absolutely love it. It is Christopher Nolan's greatest movie he's ever made.
Not true, but let's just say it was. Well, for sake of the argument, I suppose.
Do you think people will admit it? Like here's the thing, bro. The thing that sucks about The Odyssey is that there's so much negative discourse on both sides of the spectrum. Like, I'm sorry, at some point I'll see people talk about the historical inaccuracies and that Helen of Troy. I don't even know, bro. I'm just over here getting ready to watch it. Like, you have people complaining about the castings of Helen of Troy, Matt Damon. There's no Greek actors. And then you have people that are on the complete opposite side.
Could you imagine if they got a great Greek actor like Gal Gadot to be in the movie? It would have been amazing.
That are like, Christopher Nolan's like super he's a very overrated director. He's actually made 0 good movies.
I don't believe that's true, but like I think he has made some very good movies, but I also at the exact same time can't entertain the idea that he is overrated. I think he's very good at his job. But the amount of glazery is a bit much sometimes.
Like, they're all over the spectrum. Like, they all hate each other, but they
There's some spectrum going on.
like uniquely don't like this movie for whatever reason. Do you think they'll admit it? Like, do you think they'll admit the movie's good? Like, I've seen it where there's
I did. Listen, man, like I said, I came in jaded. I was ready to give it a bad review, but you know what? When good, you got to call balls and strikes as they come. It was a good movie. It was a good movie. Not perfect, but a very, very good movie.
In a piece of media that is like undeniably like pretty good, that like because people
put it on the poster, The Odyssey, undeniably pretty good.
Put up so much of a stink beforehand, they can't say anything different because then it's going to look like they switched up. No, bro, it's not switching up. You actually watched the movie and your opinion was changed because guess what? That's what's supposed to happen. Let me...
Yep. That was me. Again, like I said, going in a little bit jaded, and I came out going, you know, with what we've got and what we were given, I don't know that they could have done much better. So, you know, credit where credit is due.
Just state this right now. My expectation for this movie is that it's an 8 out of 10. Okay? If it's a 9, I'll be like, wow. But nah, that's what I'm really asking here, bro. I'm talking, it's like everybody from the people that were complaining about the Helen of Troy casting to the people that were trying to cancel Christopher Nolan because apparently the Batman trilogy is overrated. I'm not kidding.
It is. It's overrated. It's good, but it's overrated.
Like, are they gonna admit that the movie's good if the movie's good?
This guy did. I'll be again. There's a lot of things that you can say about me, but I will always give something a fair shake. I really will. I will go into things and I will try to do my level best to go in and try to enjoy things. I want to enjoy things. God, I don't want to have a bad time.
The Odyssey is historically inaccurate and meticulously crafted. For example, Nolan wanted to be so accurate that he filmed in Favignana, a place in Italy that is rumored to be the point where Odysseus landed with his crew to slaughter goats before their encounter with the Cyclops Polyphemus, but they didn't cast any Greek actors. Nolan didn't want the hair and makeup team to give the actors wigs because he found out in his research that they actually had barbers in ancient Greece so they can have haircuts, but
they should not have given Matt Damon dreadlocks. I agree. Seemed uncalled for, but they were like, listen, it's historically, I don't know about all of that.
The armor is inaccurate. They built a 10-foot animatronic Cyclops on set for the actors to interact with.
Yeah, but let's be honest, they ain't used that shit. I saw a picture of it. It's there for reference and whatnot. Let's not pretend like, oh, they did it all with a puppet.
But the Greek characters speak English. Nolan wanted to portray the gods through storms and tides, the way that the Greeks would have interpreted them as. But he also has John Bernthal saying, let me tell you something. Nolan, for the first time in cinematic history, filmed an entire movie only using IMAX cameras, setting a new standard in technological filmmaking.
Or just a bit of a gimmick.
But Tom Holland says, Dad, I think the contradictions in Nolan's approach is the point.
I wanted Odysseus to have a pompadour. See, it's the yin and yang of it, right?
See, in the myth, Odysseus is always inventing and innovating so he can survive, using whatever exists around him to create something new.
So in this movie, when he develops a gun...
Just like how Nolan is always inventing and innovating how to make a film so that movies survive, using pre-existing stories and adapting them into something new. And with all this talk of historical inaccuracy, look, I don't know how to tell you this, but Homer, the author of the Odyssey, a guy who may not even have existed, he wasn't historically accurate.
He may not have existed. I listen, there's a lot of things that we could talk about, but I'm fairly certain this guy actually fucking existed. Who is that a bone of contention?
Accurate either. In the Odyssey, he blends Bronze Age weaponry with later Greek political structures. He blended different burial customs and social practices. Homer even borrowed from other cultures too. I mean, Odysseus' story mirrors the Epic of Gilgamesh from Mesopotamia. There's an Egyptian influence in the way he talks about the wealth of the kings. Homer's Odyssey is a retelling of that myth. It's actually a written account of what is normally an oral tradition that is passed down from generation to generation. And as the myth was being passed down, it carried with it the embellishments that other storytellers added to reflect the time period the myth was being told in. All Homer did, if he existed, was write it down. Christopher Nolan is doing the same thing. Nolan grounds us in modern day using...
Again, though, but if this was Michael Bay, you people would be shitting your pants. That's the difference. That's the difference, isn't it? Because if it was a director that you didn't respect, you would have a completely different opinion. And that's the kind of hypocrisy and bullshit that I don't like. is that like if this was somebody else that you didn't care for, if this was Brett Ratner, you'd be like, fuck this movie, man. But because it's Christopher Nolan, no, maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay.
Updated English, popular actors, common Americanized phrases, and blending it by setting the film in the
Is the best when Tom Holland looked at Odysseus and went, dead ass, son.
past, evoking the Greek imagery in the poem. Christopher Nolan, by extension, is doing the same thing Homer did with the Odyssey, retelling the story by using modern influences to better emphasize how timeless the story of Odysseus is. That's why
Then why not set it in the future? Like, there's all kinds of bullshit that we can really, and fuck this into oblivion. Which, again, just like a obsession and stuff. I don't know that I'm gonna be talking about this too much more because it's for me, it's kind of run its course at this point. So, like, don't think that we're gonna be getting a ton more Odyssey videos throughout the coming weeks because this will be about as much as I'm gonna talk about it. It's been fun, but I don't know that we're gonna keep banging on this thing because all it does is just seem like the same people just jacking off into the ceiling fan. You know what I mean?
I believe that.
Blap. TikTok Trash Tuesday. You never know when they start. You never know when they end.
If I tell you that I like collecting physical media, why on earth would you recommend I get into digital file?
I agree with that. The people that are just like, oh, now you can put it all on a Plex server. That's not what I'm in this for.
Do you think I was born yesterday? And yet, this seems to come up with most of the people I speak to. If they're not also themselves a physical media collector. You know, if you picked up a 10 gigabyte hard drive and got yourself into torrenting, you're
a 10 gigabyte hard drive, that won't that won't last you 10 minutes.
Collection wouldn't take up nearly as much room. Yeah, it's a collection. It's supposed to take up room. It takes up way more room than this. This is just one wall. What is this? 2012? My friends in college were using external drives. This isn't new information. It's information I clearly, as an adult man, don't want. Does your MP4 have special features? A cool box? Is it convenient to bring over to friends' houses?
Does it look cool, just sitting up there on a shelf?
When they want to watch something? I suspect that having movie files on your computer is a lot like having photo files on your computer. And you're going to forget what's there and not go through them. While this is a library and
you know this. If you've got picture books and stuff in your house of just, photographs that you've taken over the years and put into these, picture books and whatnot, you know that you can pick that up and flip through it. And you're much more likely to do that than you are to dig through, 10 years ago pictures on your cell phone, right?
Every time I walk up to this wall and look through it, I'm reminded of every single title I own, just at a glance, right? Just the mere act of seeing this, of scanning it very quickly, and I don't forget about things. There's the satisfaction of the acquisition, the tactile pleasure of holding it, the beauty of the box if it's got a good design, and even the thought that a nickel of my $12 Blu-ray purchase might make it to some creative who worked on the movie, so that they're 5 cents closer to sticking it out in this industry a little longer. But even all those reasons aside, you want to know something that I hate? I hate attaching a laptop to a TV via HDMI cord. It's annoying. I did not design my TV display to have a convenient place to put my laptop. Oh, but you can also cast to your TV. Did you know that picture quality sucks? But
it does indeed.
Even all those things aside, if I tell you I have a passion, a hobby, an archival calling, why the fuck are you suggesting to me that I do something else? That's not good listening. That's not supportive. Your good ideas are not wanted here. Can you imagine going up to somebody with a lovely leather-bound library that they're so proud of and saying, have you ever thought of collecting ebooks? They'd bury you in their backyard in 5 different holes and be within their legal rights to do it. And look, I've digitized some VHSs over the years, and I know that there might need to be a digital alternative to these someday because they won't last forever. But when I want your opinion about changing my hobby or its economic or spatial downsides, I'll paint you a frickin' billboard. Until then, yes, I've heard of MP4s.
So you don't have to connect your laptop up via HDMI and everything. Get yourself a nice USB stick that's got enough space on it and everything, and a DVD player like the Panasonic UB 840. I think that's the number. Whatever their next to flagship Blu-ray player is, that can play all the files, and then you can play your files straight off of that as opposed to the HDMI, because that is a bitch. You're currently being shown on my TV with an HDMI cable attached from my laptop. Oh, Lord.
I recently watched Memento again. It is on Netflix again now.
Oh, isn't that a shame? I've got that movie in my movie collection. It's not going nowhere. So I don't have to go, where's this again? It's on my shelf. Mm-hmm.
I realized Memento and Tenet are the exact same movie. And I realize it now that that was something you all have been telling me, like you were telling me a while before already. Same story structure, telling the movie forwards in time and backwards in time.
I mean, like, listen, that's kind of a theme, but I wouldn't go so far as to call that the same movie. Let's, it's a structure idea.
And that we have a protagonist who we later realize is involved in more of the plot than we initially understood. But why is it that even though I couldn't stand Tenet, but I love Memento, it's amazing. It's a much better version of that kind of story and movie. And I was thinking, like, what is it? Is it because in Memento...
Oh, you're racist and you don't like John David Washington. Sad.
We at least have a named protagonist, Leonard, whereas in Tenet, we just have a guy called the protagonist. No, that wasn't it. Is it that when you have too much of a budget versus too little of a budget, you just get carried away and it gets way overly complicated and messy and you say things in your movie Tenet like, just feel it? No, wasn't that either. I think I finally figured it out. It's that the difference between Memento and Tenet is that Tenet did not have Jonathan Nolan. Every time that the brothers have worked together, Jonathan and Christopher Nolan, you've had amazing movies. But yeah, Memento is on Netflix now. Definitely worth a rewatch. It's an awesome movie. Definitely check it out.
You just heard your boy say the Odyssey's a POS. You just heard it. I just heard it. I got to turn the AC on. Hold on. Woo! Okay.
Something pretty offensive keeps happening in my comments section, and I...
Can I guess what it is? Can I guess what it is? Everybody keeps telling me that I look like Egon. Is that what we're going with? Because that's what I see.
I want to address it briefly, but then I want to move on and never talk about it again. What keeps happening is people keep asking me if I'm related to the, quote, Jewish guy from Ghostbusters. Here's a screenshot of it happening at least once earlier today. And I just want to address this by saying, yes, it's true. My dad is Slimer.
Slimer, one of the most notorious Jews in Hollywood.
If we make movies with AI, we don't need to pay directors, writers, actors, crew, nothing. So what, like an animated movie? Sort of. It's like an animated movie that looks so real, it might as well be real. So it's an AI-generated movie pretending it's made by real people. Yeah, it'll look no different if Spielberg or someone made it. But why are we trying to make an AI movie not look AI?
Why? I mean, why not? Everybody's so scared. Everybody's so scared that everything is going to be bad. And it might be, but I don't know. I just think that everybody's worried about nothing.
Because audiences don't seem to like AI.
You don't know that. I don't think that's true at all. I don't think that's true at all. I think people like what you tell them to like. I mean, as stupid as that sounds.
Then why are we building it? Because it's cheaper. But if people don't like it, why are we building it? Because it's cheaper. But if people...
Right, but here's the thing. So even if it is cheaper, then you don't have to worry about making nearly as much money. And at the end of the day, let's be frank, that's Hollywood's problem right now, is they're spending far too much money, not enough people like what they're doing, and so they're losing money. Now they can make something for less money, and if not enough people like it, it still might, break even, or at least won't be as, much of a loss leader as it would if you did, your full-on production that you're trying to do and, make crappy.
People don't like it, why are we building it? Because it's cheaper. People don't like it? They don't. Then why are we building it? It's cheaper? Okay, so soy is cheaper than chicken, but that doesn't mean KFC goes out there and makes fried soy that tastes like chicken. But if it's
But that's what all the vegans do, though, dude. It's just like, I'm sorry. Do you not like eating meat? Then why are you designing this Impossible Burger to look, feel, and taste as close to meat as possible? Do you like meat or no?
cheaper than... If AI movies are trying to look as real as possible, doesn't that mean there's a market for the real stuff? But making the real stuff is too expensive. But do you see the problem here? How do we even market a movie that's made by AI?
I mean, you don't. You just market it as a movie. See, this is the stupid thing, is that I'm sorry, but like people are talking about it like it's like they're under, hey, you got to tell me if you're an undercover cop. Like that's not how that shit works. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to tell you it's AI. Right? They can just do it. And if they do it well enough, you know what you're going to do? Yeah, that's really great. That's what I like. Trust me, you'll do it. You'll all clap.
There's no context. Who wrote it? Who directed it? Who's in it? We're hoping people will stop caring about...
No. All you got to do is frame all that shit right. If you frame it correctly, you can sell people on it. But you don't even have to do that. You just go from the mind of this person. And then you go, oh, okay. You should, like the Lord of the Rings thing that we saw at the beginning of the show. That looks like Tim Burton stuff. If you saw that and it just goes from the mind of Tim Burton, he finally brings you to Middle Earth, and then shows you all of that stuff, and you genuinely thought that it was Tim Burton. Again, you'd clap like seals.
That stuff. I thought you said audiences don't even like AI. No, not really. Actually, a lot of people hate it. How many is a lot? A lot. And
they don't know. They don't know. They're just, again, it's everybody that's just told to like, no, you don't like this. You don't even know why.
Just don't love it. They're just kind of ambivalent to it. Oh, good. So it's haters versus neither here nor thereers. That's a good start. The more common AI becomes, the more people will just accept it, Like the internet in the 90s had a lot of haters. The internet also had lots of believers. In business, if people don't like the thing, you don't build the thing. We can't not build it though.
No, but that's the exact same thing though. Like you have to have that mindset of like somebody like Steve Jobs who says, we need to be giving people things that they don't know that they need yet. Because guess what? The customer doesn't always know what they need. Sometimes you need to tell them what they need, or you need to create a problem so that it then allows you to fix that problem.
Why not? We've got to grow. We've got to innovate. Why? Towards what? It's just what we do, we got to optimize. Optimize what? What are we optimizing towards? So we can optimize more. To optimize where? To optimize optimizing. Why? Optimize so we can scale. And
all right, Jesus Christ, all fucking mighty. How long is this going on? We get the bit. Could this, what? AI would have fucking shortened this up.
And grow. Because, what else are we going to do? Well, why don't we just focus on fixing our current mess? Well,
no, they can't do that. That's part of the problem. The part of the problem is that they don't know why they're failing. This is it. And here's the thing. They won't learn the proper lessons from the Odyssey either. They will not learn why that movie succeeded. They don't know.
AI might help our current mess. Really? Because it seems like it's creating new problems at a faster rate than it's solving current ones. Yeah, well, AI is here, and we can't avoid it. Can't avoid it. Aren't we the ones building it?
Every motherfucker wants to treat this shit like it's Cyberdyne Systems creating AI and whatnot. It's just like it's not that, people. Let's grow up.
What a miss for IMAX, and honestly, a lesson in how everything can be a marketing opportunity. Okay, so IMAX CEO Richard Gelfond was asked at the Odyssey premiere, will we see more IMAX 70mm screens in the US? And he responds by saying, there's certainly more demand. The problem is that they haven't made new IMAX film projectors in about 50 years. That's a supply problem. It's not a plan of what they can actually do to fix it. Think about what he's missing out on here, right? He's being...
Don't you love how all of these people are like, well, just make it. Just make a whole bunch of new 70 millimeter projectors. Just make them. Just make them.
Interviewed at one of the most premieres that's happening this year. They've made their entire movie campaign surrounding the fact that they want people to go watch it in IMAX and 70 millimeter because of the experience, because it's the first movie that's ever been filmed in with an IMAX camera. All the stars have done commercials saying, go watch it, go watch it, go watch it. And this man responds with, and this is why it's not possible to do that.
And it's almost as if IMAX has been diluting their brand for about 20 years now. It's almost as if you said, hey, we've got this cool IMAX thing that is, this very unique format that only a couple places are going to be able to do. But because we want market share, because we want our name out there, we are going to retrofit already made theaters. Just make the screen go from the ceiling to the floor, and that's it. Maybe upgrade the system and a surround sound system and a projector, and that's it. And they go, that's an IMAX screen. No, it's not. And now we got to the point where you've been successful enough with the premium portion of the IMAX that you don't know any better. You just go like, oh, see, it's all that. No. You screwed yourself here, IMAX. You've been literally screwing yourself for the last 20 years. Instead of consistently, going, all right, we're going to open another IMAX with 70 millimeter. We're going to open up another one. Start doing that like over the course of 20 years instead of just going all of a sudden, oh, we need more of these. Well, we can't do it. You fucked up. You fucked up.
Here's one way that he could have talked about it. So cities have spent about $43 billion subsidizing sports stadiums.
Oh my fucking Lord. Are you for 2 seconds going to say, and I don't think it's right for the sports teams either. I don't want my tax money to go into sports teams. I don't want my tax money going to movie theaters. If your shit can't support itself, your business does not deserve to exist. Period.
In their cities since 2000. The argument is always economic development, jobs, tourism. IMAX can make every single one of those arguments with even better data. People are traveling specifically to go see these 70 millimeter screens.
And you want to make sure that that's traveling less than by making more screenings? You can't have your cake and eat it too, everybody. This is why people don't run businesses.
And they come with jobs, right? We've don't know. That 60 Minutes segment that's also going viral showed you how many jobs it takes to actually create the video and put everything together. These are craft jobs, specialized technicians, projectionists, all of these people.
Isn't it funny how we want to go back to the old ways? Shit we were always telling you about. We were always saying it. We were always saying it. Now all you bitches want to come crawling back to the celluloid, huh? I tell you what, it's almost as if it was a special thing.
Are involved in the process and have to be there in order to make these films. And unlike a stadium, the screen isn't going to threaten to relocate to another city for a better deal in the future.
And just the theater might lose out in the IMAX license or something. You never know.
So what Gelfand should have done is, we're looking for 5 cities to co-invest in a new screen. Here's what it costs. Here are the numbers, and here's what you're going to get.
Nope. Stop taking my tax money, jerk-offs.
He had Christopher Nolan standing 10 feet away from him. He has all these superstars that are super involved in the process that are now out there advocating how filming on IMAX was one of the best experiences of their lives. Anne Hathaway, Tom Holland.
Man, they're just saying that shit because they got to. It's one of the best experiences of our life shooting on IMAX. I doubt that's true. You've got way more time for setups and stuff like that. It's way more complicated. I think I think they are lying to you.
Matt Damon, Zendaya, Robert Pattinson, right? These are all stars that are now on board with IMAX and want to see it succeed. And now we're probably going to forget all about IMAX and building new ones until the next movie appears.
Yeah, man, we're going to be doing the what you call it? What's Marvel call their bullshit? You know what I'm talking about? We talked about it in the show. They have some widescreen format that they're just like, we can't put out our IMAX in the same time frame, so we call ours Supervision or some shit.
And the next superstar and a superstar director and A-list actors jump onto campaign, but they completely miss the moment.
Oh man, it's just not going to happen. There's just not enough, and there's not enough stuff out there. You can't. There's not enough movies that are being released in 70 millimeter every year for them to make that worth it. It's so stupid. Come on, guys. Most of the time, the 70 millimeter IMAX in Indy is playing space documentaries. Exactly. We had, I don't know if they still even got it open. I don't think so. But Charlotte had an IMAX screen that was a dome IMAX. Do not recommend. We saw Transformers 2 there. And it's when people turn their faces and then everything is just stretching out wide and stuff. It's bad news. But I'll tell you this, when it went to the full IMAX and stuff in the dome, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. But everything outside of that, when you got to the widescreen stuff, just ugh.
If the Odyssey moves the needle on anything, it should be the building of more IMAX theaters, because
Oh, fuck me. We're doing 2 of these, huh?
was today years old when I realized just how few of them actually exist, and why it's a constant, brutal struggle to try and get a decent seat at one of them.
But doesn't that make it more cool? Doesn't that make it more interesting? Doesn't that make you want to get that ticket a little bit more? It's almost as if they're marketing stuff to you. Oh, wow.
That means the majority of the theater goers out there will not view it as he originally intended.
This is close. This is pretty close to what I saw in the theater as far as that goes. It's not far from that.
And there's a clear demand for it.
We're sold out in some theaters into the 5th week.
And if you're not fortunate enough to live by one of these theaters, some Nolan fans are embarking on a journey of their own to just go and find one. Some are even paying up to $600 a ticket to see it.
Man, P.T. Barnum said there's one born every minute. My God, was he right.
It's wonderful and refreshing that people actually want to go to the theaters again. Unfortunately, the IMAX CEO says that building more of them are kind of impractical.
They haven't made new IMAX film projectors in about 50 years. Film projectors using this film, it's not practical. So we've got to find them, and we've got to retrofit them and rebuild them.
On top of that,
and here's the thing, like if we were releasing more movies in 70 millimeter IMAX every year, then you could call for this. You could make the justification for it. But when Christopher Nolan just puts out a film every 3 or 4 years in IMAX 70 millimeter, are we building it just for him? I don't think so.
theater owners are actually pointing out the logistical nightmare it is to run one of these films. The physical print of the Odyssey is monstrous. It's over 500 pounds. It runs over 17 kilometers long. It takes highly trained projectionists, a lot of maintenance, and a massive 5-story tall auditorium to even fit it. So to a lot of theater owners, this just isn't worth the hassle when only a couple of directors film on this format a year.
Precisely.
For now. Because of the demand and because of the popularity, how much you want to bet some filmmakers are going to look at that and go, yeah, I want a piece of that. This is where our voices can dictate change. Because
no, they won't. No, they won't.
right now, if audiences don't jump through hurdles and go there and back again like Bilbo Baggins, they're literally going to miss half the picture.
They literally aren't. They literally aren't. Open matte framing is the biggest load of bullshit, and you guys have fell for it hook, line, and sinker.
You plan to take this journey to see the Odyssey in IMAX 70mm? Do you also want to see more IMAX theaters sprout up? Spill the tea, and let's chat and chat in the comments.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, geez. There we go. Oh, my goodness.
Fortress Bucks.
The more these people talk about the Odyssey, the less I like it. I had I had it at an 8 when this show started. Now it's barely at a 7. The people are just saying the same thing. They really are. They really, really are. I just saw the Odyssey. Honestly, not worth it for the drive for IMAX. That's what I honestly I agree with that as well, man. I don't know that I would go the 4-hour drive for me to go see it in IMAX 70 millimeter. I mean, I'd like to if I lived in Atlanta for sure, I would have made an effort. But for that drive, no sir, Bob. Turn this down just a little bit. This guy built a video store in his house, and I just kind of wanted to share this because it was friggin' awesome looking. Check this out. Oh no! Wait, this one I've had a couple of these videos. This one's actually a museum. It's a museum that people can go through, and I don't think that you can actually rent anything. One of those it's a vibe store. You walk through, you see the vibe, and then you're like, all right, I guess we're done. Got a lot of cool shit though, no doubt. Man, all those great candies, that's awesome. Dude. We got 4 or 5 copies of Silence of the Lambs.
My dad thinks that an entire generation of people are missing out on the best movies ever made.
He's right. He's right. Let's see what old dad's got here for us. What recommendations have you got for us, Pops?
My dad made a list of movies he thinks everyone should watch before they die, and I am on number 4. I've watched Shawshank Redemption,
Good.
A Few Good Men, When Harry Met Sally. Tonight we are watching Good Will Hunting.
Okay, he's got some good ones here. Oh my God, look at this, everybody. Look at this. Oh my word. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a non-anamorphic widescreen video. Yowzer, yowzer, yowzer. So chances are what she's watching right now is probably, it may pop out to a 4:3. I mean, this was on 4:3, and they may just go to the widescreen here for the credits, as they often do with these things, and then just pop out to the full screen afterwards. But even worse, if this is just a regular widescreen non-anamorphic that's done in this 4:3 through the entire time that she has to watch on the TV just to let her box down to this tiny little thing, no thank you. Ugh. Oh my God! Yep, it was the latter, man. She's watching a 16:9 movie on a 16:9 screen formatted to 4:3. It's like 1998 all over again.
They don't find teachers who believe in them. I think maybe I'll get up there and I'll knock on the door and you won't be there.
Fucking.
Okay, we just finished the movie and the end credits are going. I'm not kidding, my jaw was on the floor for like 45 whole seconds.
Like a 7.5. 9 out of 10.
I'm gonna go Shawshank Redemption, Good Will Hunting, When Harry Met Sally, A Few Good Men.
Okay.
The build-up of Shawshank Redemption was better. Good Will Hunting, I feel like it wasn't as shocking of an ending. It was like so good. And the ending was just like so perfect. And it was just so cool that he chose what he really wanted to do. Robin Williams was...
And for those of you that don't know and you don't remember the plot of Good Will Hunting, by the end, Will goes up in a spaceship with the aliens and stuff. He leaves Minnie Driver behind and goes up with the aliens and goes across the galaxy. Was that? That was Close Encounters of the Third Kind? No, I'm sorry. I just got those confused.
Amazing. Put in the comments what you think we should watch next, and maybe I'll actually post the list that my dad gave me.
Okay. I honestly, I've been thinking about putting together a list, a couple of different lists and stuff, because my nephew is getting into movies and stuff. He's really getting into horror movies, and he thinks he's seen everything now. And I'm like, boy, you hadn't even cracked the surface. What are you even talking about? But he has seen a lot of the big heavy hitters and whatnot. But I kind of want to make a kind of a little primer for people that are like new to movies and stuff, and be like, hey, if you're new to movies, here's the list of the horror movies that you need to see. Here's the list of the drama movies. Here's the list of silent movies that you need to see that are all just kind of like, here's the list of the samurai movies that you need to see. Really just kind of those classic ones that it feels like everybody should see if indeed they're trying to get into, a particular genre.
I cannot believe I'm saying this, but really the only true way to watch Obsession is either in theaters or on the 4K Blu-ray. Quick little bit of context, I really wanted to watch Obsession with my dad, but due to some medical issues and being in the hospital, we couldn't make it to theaters. So when I finally saw it was streaming on Peacock, I was like, great, this is perfect.
Oh, streaming on Peacock. Well, problem numero uno.
However, immediately starting the movie, I was like, something is not right with this picture. Because one of the best things about the movie is honestly the cinematography. And it is literally and figuratively a dark movie.
And we heard people complaining about this. We covered this on a previous show where people were throwing on the digital version of Session and going, hey, this doesn't look like I saw it in the theater. People were a little bit upset about it.
Especially with the scenes with Wisniewski. It's one of the many things that just makes the film that good. So with both of us working in the film industry, I was like, well, I really want you to see this movie for the cinematography. But you really couldn't appreciate much of it because it just looks so vastly worse on streaming services. And when I finally, after going through like 6 different Walmarts, found the 4K Blu-ray version.
I have not found it in the Walmarts yet. Just by the by.
Of Obsession, it was night and day. The coloring was better, the shadows were better. All the scenes that were supposed to be underlit were perfectly underlit. And while yes, this is a little bit of a privileged nitpicky thing to kind of complain about, especially because even with the issues, the movie's still really good. It just goes to show you if you really want to appreciate the movie, physical media is always going to be better. Love the convenience of streaming, but honestly, I like to enjoy the movie for how exactly it is. This is just me honestly saying, go watch Obsession. Whether it has to be digital, has to be streaming, or you really want to buy it on physical, just go watch the film. It's amazing. However, I think it made my dad way too uncomfortable, and I don't think he'll be watching it again. And he asked me, how was this my 5th time seeing the film? And I still don't know. I think it's just that good, but I don't know.
Yeah, it depends upon a lot of different factors, man. The streaming service, how fast your internet speed is, what your television is, because a lot of I say it all the time, a lot of y'all got shitty cheap ass televisions, and you just go like, what's this? Why does this look terrible? It's because you paid $500 for an 85-inch television. It's a hell of a deal, but you probably didn't get the best of televisions.
IMAX is a legacy technology. There are a few actual advantages to shooting on film in 2026. This is because
here comes the young film nerd kid who's been around for 5 whole minutes. Look at how fresh this face is. Look at how fresh. Look at the hope in the eyes and everything. This kid's dreams haven't even been dashed yet. But I'm about to dash them for you here, big fella. Because I've gone through all kinds of waves, right? I initially was somebody who was just like, man, it is film or nothing. So this was, pre all these film, before digital was what digital is today. Digital was actually a bad word, back when I was in film school and stuff. So, I went from film to watching, honestly, Once Upon a Time in Mexico, and listening to Robert Rodriguez's speech about how digital, is great for work. And then having had shot in 16 millimeter and 35 millimeter, once I heard Robert Rodriguez talking about the ease of use of digital, I was like, I really like that, because there is a lot of, film shooting that is hurry up and wait. Whereas digital, you can just keep on banging and you can shoot at the speed of thought, as Rodriguez would very often say. But now, as time goes on, I kind of end up going back towards, I'd like to see more stuff shot in film again, because it inherently looks better. Does it take more time? Does it take more effort? Absolutely. But are the results there? I'd say also yes.
Because digital cinema cameras are a perfect technology. If you want to...
No, they are not. They've never been a perfect technology. There's not enough latitude in them. You're just wrong. You're just wrong. There is an organic, magical quality about film that digital will never, ever be able to recreate.
A beautiful high-resolution image captured on a large sensor, shoot on an Arri Alexa 265. It's a $300,000 camera.
See. This is like what I just say. This boy goes to film school. He knows a little bit of something. He knows a little bit of something, but he also thinks he knows the world now. And it's like that's not the case.
There are no issues with the image, no scratches, no light leaks. You know,
right? But it looks bad. It'll look terrible in a couple of years. And you know, if files are corrupted, files are corrupted. Like, you know, there's pluses and minuses to everything, big buddy.
You need a massive sound blimp to shoot dialogue. You can record for longer than 2 minutes. Maybe I'm a tech bro.
First of all, most film reels are about 10 minutes, so you're kind of talking out your ass with that one, there, buddy.
Oh, but if you're shooting with film, you're just in hard mode, just suffering for no reason.
Or maybe you just a little bitch who can't do art properly. You ever think about that? See, you can play both sides of the coin, and I like I said, I believe that there are arguments for both. But just saying like this one and this one is only the one that is superior in all reasons and shapes and forms. No.
And digital projection technology on a Christie laser projector that can reproduce 98% of the Rec 2020 color gamut.
Again, I love it. The fact he's talking about like Rec 2020 and shit. First of all, you're talking at your ass. Most projectors don't do that. Even your high-end Christie projectors, which 99.9% of theater projectors are not doing. Most of them have shitty Sony projectors that are barely even 2K. The majority of them. Again, talking out your butt, dear sir. You got a little bit of the info, but you ain't got none of the practice.
Why would you choose a flickering light shining through plastic over that?
Because you don't know the magic of it, my friend. When I went to go see Dunkirk in 70 millimeter, just regular 70 millimeter, wasn't an IMAX thing. But it was fantastic. It was really, really good looking. And you know, the weird part is that it took your eyes a second to get used to the persistence of motion of film again. That sounds really bizarre and really strange. But like when you're watching it for the first couple of seconds, you're like, what the fuck? Is this what movies look like? And then like quickly your eyes kind of like, you know, lean to it again and you're not seeing the gaps, as it were. It's kind of magical, dude. And again, you're a young buck. You don't know nothing from it. You've literally gone to digital cinemas your entire life, so you wouldn't know any better. That's fine.
But I do have to say, perfect modern technology is boring. You just turn the thing on and it works. Versus the IMAX process, that's a story.
So what? By the end, he gives you the old switcheroo and just goes like, yeah, but it is nice though. What's he even arguing about? As if digital cameras aren't the mainstream choice. Exactly. He's like, what are we even doing here, guys? You guys are like he's stopping the Luddites or something. It's like, no, there's only a handful of people that are still doing that kind of stuff. Asmongold reacts to the story of how Sylvester Stallone fought to play Rocky himself. Spoiler alert, everybody. This is going to be a movie that we're covering when this movie comes out. It's called I Played Rocky. And that month, we're going to be covering, that's right, Matt Dillon. That's right. Matt Dillon actually plays Sylvester Stallone's father in this movie. And so I was like, hey, man, let's do a Matt Dillon month. But let's check out what the Roach King here thinks of this movie.
Oh, they're making a movie about a movie.
Are you delusional? You don't got the looks to be a movie star. Not to mention, you talk like you got rocks in your mouth.
Yeah, I know I don't look like Einstein, but I got a brain. The only way for me to show people is me to have to write a script for myself.
I love how, they're doing all the right things. Sylvester Stallone is left-handed, and he's left-handed in this. I little touches like that. Love it.
Yes. Yeah, Sylvester Stallone wrote, directed, and starred in Rocky.
Well, he did not direct it, but you are correct about writing in it and starring in it. He did not direct.
I don't know if people know that.
He'll do that.
He directed most of the other Rocky films, but he didn't direct Rocky 1.
Write a script.
John Addleston, is that right? I'm trying to think of the time.
And give yourself the best part.
Yep.
There's something big here.
You wrote this in 3.5 days. This is freaking good. Have someone like Chuck Bronson, or we.
I was also right that it was Addleston. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty nice at this game.
Do Eastwood?
Guys, I play Rocky.
I have no idea what that means.
So the writer wants to be in it as the lead. No, absolutely not. Throw some money at him. $25K.
No.
Raise the offer. Try 75.
You're parking cars, for Christ's sake, Sylvester.
No.
175. Go to 200.
No?
I'm not kidding.
This is why this movie is actually going to work, and I think it's going to be really good, because the story of Rocky is kind of an underdog story in and of itself. So it's like the making of the movie is very much like the movie itself. That's why I think this is going to lend so well to a narrative film. I'm excited for this one.
So, not for $1 million, not for 10.
I'm telling you, that trailer gave me a good feeling, man. I'm like, I think this is gonna be damn good. Bring back the Stallone connection. I believe we might have to.
The thing about the French New Wave is a lot of you might have heard of the term, but not know exactly what it means.
Just a bunch of jump cuts and shit.
It was a group of young filmmakers where basically they were rebelling against what they considered the bourgeois cinema, the French studio system. And their way to do movies was to take genre pieces and then just kind of break the rules. They have a feeling of making them up as they go along. They weren't studied in film school. They were studied from film criticism
And that's what you do. You see like Godard there and everything. And like I said, with jump cuts, you watch Breathless, and the fact that in the 60s in here where we're just having these scenes where there's jump cut, and you're like, it's very jarring. And you're like, I can't believe they were doing this back then.
Films. And when you look at a lot of those films, they have an infectious quality, almost like if you just love movies enough, you don't need to study. Loving movies is enough to be able to make a good movie.
All I need is the Quantum Leap episode with a young Stallone in the boxing gym. That'd be great if all of a sudden we get Ziggy showing up or whatever.
I would rewrite the end of Lost.
Oh.
And I'll tell you what.
Well done. Well done.
The best part is it's his boys that did Lost and everything. So like he's talking shit about his friends.
Well done.
Siren song.
I loved Lost.
Yes.
In fact, when J.J. Abrams called me about a mission, he just finished the first season of Lost, and he sent me the whole season on individual DVDs before it was on TV to watch it, to see his stuff, to kind of like check him out as a director. But at the end of it, the end was just like, oh, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Lost.
The problem is that they just didn't have a set plan from the beginning. They didn't really know where they were going. The island was just as much a mystery to the writers as it was to the people that were watching the show, because they didn't know where things were going. They were like, oh, this is going to be a cute little mystery box, and we'll never really quite know. It's like you needed something. You gave us this great, fantastic flight, but you didn't quite land the plane at the end. And the landing the plane at the end is kind of the important part.
But they were dead all along. It was like, well, that's what everyone thought in the first series. But what they started to do in towards the end was they had this weird thing where they'd flash sideways. They'd always flash back to the characters in the real world, off the island, and you learn about them as people. And
I always thought that was cool. Yeah, I like the kind of flash forwards and stuff like that where they're like, oh shit, we got to go back, and you're just like, it's like Gilligan's Island.
And that would reflect how they were on the island. But then they did this thing where they started flashing sideways into like an alternative universe. And I thought it would have been really good if, in order to get off the island, they had to die on the island, and then they would be transported to the alternative universe.
Oh.
So,
okay. I mean, yeah. I feel like with TikTok Trash Tuesdays, you never know when stuff's getting cut off.
As an actual Greek actor, I think I'm entitled to give my opinion on the Odyssey backlash. I actually filmed a video last week, but I went in so hard because I was really irritated, and so I didn't post it, but now I'm seeing other people feel the same way. I will say, is it the end of the world? No. But do I find it disrespectful? Yes.
Yeah. It can be both things. It can be both things. It can be one that's like, you probably should have made at least a little bit more of an effort. But at the same time, is it the end of the world? Also, no.
It bothers me. I just can't help it. The fact that Christopher Nolan adapted the Odyssey, one of the oldest and most influential Greek stories ever written, and hasn't used a single Greek actor is...
Not for nothing, but like, couldn't you picture this guy in Himesh Patel's role? He's got the same kind of vibe. You know?
Wild to me. And yes, it's an adaptation, and yes, it's rooted in mythology, it's not a true story. And yes, he can do whatever he wants, but the fact that he chose not to is kind of the issue. It's the intention or the lack of that I think bothers people, because I'm sure somewhere along the line of this multi-million-dollar film, this conversation was had. Wouldn't it have been amazing, even in some small way, to honor Greek culture and
You know, it's really when Odysseus brought out his skateboard and everything that I was like, I don't know that I buy this.
heritage. For example, right, we're seeing all these premieres all around the world with this huge Hollywood cast. Imagine in the mix of that having some Greek actors that people know and admire, or even unknowns. How amazing would that have been? Even the press tour itself, why aren't you in Greece? Where is the beautiful premiere in Athens? Where's the celebration under the Acropolis? Even on a basic level, this would have been such good PR for the film. I don't know, I don't find it offensive, and I'm not against the film, it's just really grating. It just rubs you up the wrong way when you're seeing something from your heritage being used and not being honoured. A 3,000-year-old story that you're so proud to be connected to, which was and still is arguably the blueprint for Western storytelling. Come on now, I just don't understand it.
What we really need is to have somebody like Gal Gadot into the role so that you can hear the best of Greek acting. Ah, that poor one. All right, everybody. Last video of the night. We're going to wrap it up with this one. Our old buddy Jamal is back, everybody. That's right. We don't have him on the show too often, but when we do, hopefully it's good. Hopefully he doesn't drive me up a wall yet again. Jamal, what do you got for us this week, buddy? Perfect timing.
Do you think movie critics lack integrity?
We need to have a serious conversation around a lot of the quote-unquote movie critics who are just social media influencers who if...
Yes. We need to talk about these people. Let's do.
They say anything is bad. If they critique anything, they don't get paid sponsorships. They don't get invited to premieres.
Or
and
the
so
junkets.
they don't have honesty.
Now, I do think that these guys get a few things right, but I do think they're missing a much bigger problem that I don't think they're realizing that they are also a part of.
Oh, again, here we go. This is my best. This is the best, man. This is why I love Jamal. He comes in, he's just like, oh, you might make a good point, but here's the best point, right? You're not as good as me, though. Here we go.
I also think it's a problem that we don't really talk about on here. So, of course, there will always be creators who are worried about losing access to studios. We know that happens. I think a lot of those people would often just describe themselves as influencers. I don't think they would describe themselves as critics.
Right, because that's the easy way for them out. You know, Matt McCarthy doesn't go, oh, look at me. I'm a critic. No, he's just a guy that goes around and does all the things. But he watches the movies. He talks about them in as much as I would call a reviewing fashion, but yet would never call himself a reviewer, because if you call yourself a reviewer, maybe they don't want you around so much, bringing out your opinion that might not be approved.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's good that we all know our sort of lanes, right? But I do think there are people who do genuinely see themselves as critics just on TikTok. I consider myself one of those people.
You're not. You're not, big boy. You're not. You're just another jamoke on here who thinks that they're smarter than everybody else. I know, because that's me as well. So I know my kind when I see them. You're not a critic, bud.
Partly because I just could never attribute the term influencer to myself.
No, because you couldn't influence anybody to do anything. What are you talking about? By the way, why are you dressed like Fozzie Bear right now? Fozzie Bear going to play a little footy. What is this outfit?
But the biggest pressure on me is not Hollywood. It's not people withholding access. It's not the biggest pressure on my peers either. It's the internet. And I do think these guys are kind of part of it, particularly because I can see the Disclosure Day clip playing as they're talking. There is a subculture on TikTok right now that is not really arguing with reviews anymore. They're arguing about whether or not you're allowed to have that particular opinion in the first place.
You can have the opinion, but your opinion can be wrong, and other people can call out your opinion as being wrong. And the problem is a lot of people like you don't like to be told that they're wrong. Yeah, you hold very high opinions yourself, so you can't be wrong.
If I love a film that they hate, I must have been paid. If I hate a film that they love, I must have an agenda. Now, my audience, the people who actually watch my videos regularly and comment, we're good.
Or bastards, as we like to call them.
Good. We disagree all the time. That's the point. That's what I want.
Well, you disagree all the time because you have bad takes, Jamal. Your takes are awful, bud. Your takes are so bad. That's why I don't have you on TikTok Trash Tuesday that much, is because all I would be doing is bitching about you, and that would just seem like I was, dragging you specifically out, and I don't want to do that. But you do suck.
I don't want people just going, oh yeah, liking it and moving on. No, I need the engagement. I want to start conversation with people that I've been in conversation with for almost a year now. You'll see me in the comments all the time, sometimes disagreeing, sometimes going, oh, that changed my perspective. But
I ain't never seen you change a perspective, big boy. I don't know what you're talking about.
More and more and louder, we're getting people who are just hunting. They're just waiting in comment sections of people they don't follow. They don't follow my peers either.
I would listen. I don't follow him. He just shows up on my page. That's trust me. Half the people that you see on this thing, these are not people that I regularly follow. They're people that just kind of show up in the algo.
And they are just convinced that of who should and shouldn't be listened to. There's a lot to it.
Yeah. That's our jobs. That's our jobs as consumers of those things, is to find out who we will and will not listen to. Mm-hmm.
Of course, this is a very privileged job. I think a lot of people see this and go, "Oh, you shouldn't get paid to do that."
You shouldn't. Unless you're generating some money, unless you're bringing some things in, and that is the problem with film criticism today, is that none of you fuckers are bringing any money in. You're not. You're just not. None of you are. Just not. Cope and seethe all you like.
Sort of put the fries in the bag, bro. Crap.
Yes, you are that. Yeah.
But sometimes that sort of why them and not me manifests into like, well, I'm just going to decide that their platform is illegitimate. I've talked
So it can be both. Both things can be true at the same time.
about this before. There's a very real Trumpian relationship to film critique and all.
Oh, it all comes back to Trump, does it? You don't even fucking live in this country. Why do we need your opinion on this country? It's like Margaret Thatcher's thighs coming into fucking... Shut up, bitch.
Critique right now. If someone disagrees with your tribe, they're not wrong. They're illegitimate.
Oh, again, you would have that exact same opinion about people on the other side. That's the bullshit, man. If indeed that you held to your own standards, it would be one thing, but you don't. You damn other people for doing the things that you yourself do. So fuck off.
The review is secondary. The real conversation becomes whether or not you can trust the reviewer.
I don't trust you. You're an idiot. We've seen enough of your work over the last year or so that we've been doing TikTok Trash Tuesday. You fucking suck. We've put that together.
See someone who follows me who's just very amicably going, listen, I disagree with what you're saying. And then
I don't do the amicable. I say mean things.
There'll be somebody else, 10 people coming, like, don't listen to him. He's a shill. It's an agenda. Make your own mind up. Yeah, obviously I want my audience to make their own mind up.
No, you don't. You want them to agree with you. Don't say that. Don't say things that you don't agree. Don't say things you don't mean. Because you don't want them to make up their own minds. You do want them to agree with you. You do. All of you guys do.
The accusations are never about the view. It's about convincing everybody else that person shouldn't be listened to. I'm sorry, but Disney and Warner Brothers, they're not doing that. And what's funny is that my experience with studios has been that they don't really care that much. They just want to be part of the conversation. They just want people talking.
They want you talking about their movie. That's the end of it. Oh, my boy CHH is up in here. What's up, my guy? Why is this guy wearing a Georgia Tech hat? Not even Americans would be caught dead in that. Agreed. Oh my gosh.
About the film. I've worked on campaigns where the movie hadn't come out yet. I promoted it. The movie then came out. I reviewed it badly, said it's terrible.
So you admit you're a shill? Holy crap. That's amazing. I love it so much. He admits that he's a shill for it. He just goes, look, I've gone out. They paid me money for it. I promoted and everything. And then I turn around and I shit on it. Now, that shows you that I've got integrity, but it'll also show you that I will take money just to take the money. So, like, can we really take your word for it if you'll shill for them while they're paying you, but then once they're done paying you, you say fuck off? I don't know how that works.
And then the same people who worked with me on that campaign came back to me a month later. They don't care as much as you think they care. Because the truth is, a lot of us who do critique, we're not just saying, like, this is my opinion, you know, you must take heed.
Yes, you guys do. Yes, you do. Maybe you don't watch the videos that you edit, my friend. But yeah, you guys do. You guys absolutely believe that your opinion is up here and everyone else that doesn't agree with you is a turd ball. That is what you guys believe. It totally is. Come on,
We're
bro.
saying, what's your opinion? We're in conversation with our audience. And so if I stop making thoughtful reviews and people stop watching, that's how I'll lose access to the industry. This backlash comes with every big property. It happened with Michael Jackson. It happened with Supergirl. It happened positively with Disclosure Day. It doesn't matter which side of the coin you fit on, you're going to get that noise. Anyway, I'm not pretending that there aren't creators who want to stay in the good books of the
Straw Hat Goofy. Straw Hat Goofy's one of them big ones. It's just like, man, I'm going to glaze everything I need to glaze in order to glaze it right so I can get all the invite back. That's why I don't believe I'll ever be invited to anything, because y'all ain't going to trust me.
Studios and whatnot.
And wisely so.
Of course there are. I just think there's a much bigger problem that is that this growing instinct to assume every review, whether it's good or bad, is corrupt or has an agenda or they've been bought. Once you start thinking like that, I think that criticism itself becomes impossible. Every single opinion is just propaganda for somebody's side. And for me, that's the big...
Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it. Now you understand. Because even if you don't have a quote-unquote agenda, even if you don't have some sort of thing that you're setting out to do, deep down inside, you do. You do. You have an ulterior motive. You may not know what those are or be able to express those out loud and everything, but you do have an opinion. You do want those people to follow you and frankly mirror your opinion. That's why you're doing what you do.
Biggest concern for film critique online, for the legitimacy of it and for the integrity of it. It's those people. It's not the studios.
All right. Well, another one from Jamal, everybody. Sure, shooting. He's just going to come and do it yet again. This is why we don't have him on the show all the time, just because, my God, it is a little bit to deal with. Well, that is it, everybody. Thank you guys so much for hanging out on yet another TikTok Trash Tuesday. Thank you so much for hitting that like and subscribe button. And we want to remind you that we are going to be doing a big old giant movie called Jurassic Park on Sunday. So Sunday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube. Join us when we are talking Jurassic Park, everybody. Again, I want to thank you guys for hanging out, showing up. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button as well as the notification bell so we know that you're at. Thank you for the super chats and all of that good stuff. Love you guys so much. See you next time, everybody. Bye-bye. 50 of them. Can you believe it? All the kids in Springfield are little SOBs.